Hold on, give me a second. Sorry, I gotta send this message.
Going to be at Lantern at 8:30-ish. So
You'd be all right.
I like the Leonard.
yeah, we do comedy every Wednesday. There's an open mic there. So.
Thank you, brother, for being here, man.
Glad to be here.
Hell yeah.
I normally get started by asking you about your life, but I'm going to jump right into it.
Okay.
You're a professor at South Plains.
Yes, and I want to start by saying my views do not represent SPC in
Fair
any way,
enough.
shape, form, or fashion. I'm just one of many, many people that hopefully make that a great system for students.
Yeah, you kind of mentioned what you teach, and now I'm like, I want to talk about it.
Yeah, so Intro to Sociology, American Minority Studies, and Human Sexuality.
Okay, so first of all, when people, what jobs, if they're taking your class, like what field are they going to go into normally?
So for me, that's probably where I'm least skilled in terms of advising,
Right.
because I always knew I wanted to be a professor. The other thing I thought I might do was go into statistics. My dream job was to be a statistician for the Dallas Cowboys.
Nice.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
cool.
that would have been awesome.
Whoa.
But
We have this many transgendered football players this year.
Well, it's a good thing you didn't because they have AI now. AI
That's
just
right, yeah.
does all that shit.
yeah. So because I was a marketing major, I don't even know how that happened.
Oh, wow.
Went down to we took a field trip down to Dallas. It was me, 4 gay dudes, and 500 women. I didn't know how to tie a tie.
Wow.
Like it was all about fashion. I grew up in the middle of a cotton field.
Yeah.
All right, so I was oblivious. When I came back from that trip, I was like, I don't know how the fuck this happened. Like I know about supply chains and distribution networks, which was kind of interesting when the pandemic came around. But then I shifted over to music, and I wanted to play bass. I wanted to be a rock star, right? Kiss over here.
Oh, yeah.
Now my first musical love was the Monkees.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Some way back
you know
shit.
about them, right?
Yeah. The Beatles totally ripped them off.
That's right. So as a kid, I grew up out in the country, so there weren't many TV channels, and so
Sure.
we had 5, right? And the Monkees show would come on, and I was trying to put the record.
You,
right,
you had to be
hit
watching that
needle.
in reruns.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What are you
You're not
talking
that
about?
old.
No, I'm
we talking
47.
90s?
Yeah.
This is the
So no,
90s?
this would have been in the 80s.
Okay, the 80s.
Yeah, I was born in '77, so I'm a
77.
child of the '80s. So I grew up with G.I. Joe and He-Man and
Hell yeah.
Transformers and all that shit. You know.
Nice.
Yeah. So I was a music major. Really, I just want to be a rock star. Sex, drugs, rock and roll. Fucking A, man. Let's do this,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So, but I had a problem with my wrist. I couldn't bend my wrist. I had a ganglion cyst in my wrist. And then my GPA was like a rocket ship, just like plummeting to earth.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was about to be suspended, but I beat him. I dropped out.
Oh.
Right, 'cause, hey, you can't suspend me if I quit going, right?
Hell yeah.
I think I had about a 1.07 GPA.
You have to try hard to get that, man.
Yeah, man. I say that I did it like guerrilla warfare. It was like hit and run. You know, I'd go to class, then take off. I wasn't going to lab. I wasn't going to the computers. I wasn't study group. I wasn't making friends in classes. You know, except those that like to party. You know, that were also going to drop out. So I quit going to school. Went to work at 50th Street Caboose for about 2 years.
Oh, cool. I was there the other night.
I still
nice
like
place.
that place.
It's cool.
Yeah, I still dig it. I like that buffet over at Copper, though.
Oh, yeah. I've never been there.
Yeah, it's I put in some work the other day. Yeah, I highly recommend it. So
Cool.
yeah, great day, lunchtime buffet. So after 2 years of working over there, washing dishes, working in the kitchen, I decided I want to get my ass back into some air conditioning, right? Consistent air
Yeah.
conditioning, right, during the summertime. So I got back into school and ended up being a math tutor after like flunking math multiple times. Finally clicked, and
Nice.
I was helping a classmate, and they said, "Hey, we'll pay you to do what you're doing." So I was like, "All right, man, let's do this." And so that was really when I knew that I wanted to be an academician. All right, so I was a math major at South Plains, graduated there with just a general in whatever, arts and sciences.
Okay.
And then went down to Angelo State, took 3 math classes my first semester: statistics, and analytic geometry, and calculus 2, which I now call the devil.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
calculus sucks.
Man, I loved calculus. Calculus 2, holy shit.
1452 or whatever it is.
Yeah, I used to
That's what
think-
it is at Tech.
I used to think I was pretty smart love math, and then I took that one too, and I was like, "What? I'm going to speak for a living."
Yeah. So that professor, he gave us 200 derivatives on the first day class. Said if you can't do half these by next class, you need to drop.
Wow.
Oh,
So
shit.
I'm out. So I went to my my advisor, right, and I said, I can't lose my scholarships. You know, I need another class. So they said, well, we got basket weaving or some intro to sociology. I was like, I don't know what the fuck that is, but I'll take it. You know?
Yeah.
So, and I found my path with this guy named Dr. Love, and just ended up. Yeah, he was looked like my long lost granddaddy to me, taller than me, balder than me, grayer than me.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Yeah, and I took all of his classes and ended up doing studies abroad over in Scotland.
Cool.
And yeah, that was so that's where I picked up
I was
the
about to
kilt.
say, is that where the uniform came from?
Yeah.
You eat a
that's
lot
right.
of haggis while you were there?
No,
No.
I asked. So all right, so the first thing I did was when I got over there, I met up with these guys. Yeah, well, I met up with these guys who were all red-eyed at breakfast, right? And so I was like, hey man, I'm a Texan. Y'all mind if I hang out? You know, I'll be a conversation piece. I'll say y'all and look at that pig over there
Bad
walking around the
gum.
mud, right? Don't know no better, right? You know, because the more I drink, the thicker that accent
Hell
comes
yeah.
out.
Fuck
you know?
yeah.
And so
Especially because you're from Brownfield, it comes out pale.
yeah. So I tell folks I grew up hoeing and stripping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hoeing
it's
cotton,
just,
stripping.
It's just not the kind that they may think if they grew up in town, right?
Yeah.
But so met up with some guys over there and just had a great time. It was immersive, right? I thought they spoke English over there, but I think Winston Churchill said we are two peoples separated by a common language.
Yeah.
And he was fucking
Oh,
right.
shit.
So like they'd like, you know, we say cheers and we clink glasses.
Yeah.
They just say cheers for thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So
Cheers,
like,
mate.
cheers, mate. You know, right? So of course they say bloody cunt, right, and
Nice.
different things like that. You know, they drop the c words.
I just
over
got
there
back
more.
from Europe. Now I want to go over there in that area.
Oh, yeah?
I want to go hang out with those bros.
Man, it was
They
so
probably
much
party.
fun. Man, at uni, so they call it uni, right? And like there were dudes that were 16 years old there
Oh, wow.
at college, right? There were 3 pubs and a nightclub on campus.
Oh.
My type of
On
school.
campus, right? You went down to the student store and they sold like the books and your pens, pencils, all that stuff. You could buy some cigarettes, lunch, 6-pack of beer. They had their own brand of scotch.
Wow.
It was Harriet Watt University Scotch, right? It'd be like having Texas Tech tequila or
Dude,
something.
that'd be sick.
Right? So,
That's a moneymaker right there.
How did anybody pass?
man, I was not doing well. I was taking UK governmental polity and international business communications. I didn't give a shit about those. I just wanted to be in Scotland.
Hell
right?
Yeah.
And I didn't go over there to hang out with Texans, so I just immersed myself. Oh, shit. There goes a bracelet.
Oh, man. Oh, good.
Funny. That reminds me of another story about an interview involving a bracelet, maybe. But so they said to me one day, they're like, "Hey, Brant, you care for a cup of tea?" I was like, "I don't drink tea, man. I may be from Texas, but I don't get down with tea." And so, "No, you want to go get mangled right-wise at lunchtime? So you want to go drink beers at lunch?"
Get
I was like,
mangled,
well, fucking A, man. I will go. I care for a cup of tea. So, but they'd say they called cigarettes fags, right?
Yep.
And so
Do
we'd
they
go.
still do that?
Huh?
Do they still do that?
I don't know. It was 20 years ago when I was there, but
I think that's the proper nomenclature still in Britain and the UK.
Smoking on a Morgan?
Uh-huh.
My bad. Sorry, SBC, my bad.
He said the disclaimer.
Yeah, I have difficult conversations, man. That's my specialty.
Oh, I can't wait to get into it.
So, but they'd say, "I fancy we fagged them with the lock." Right, if you wanted to go smoke a cigarette down by the lake, right, before we went to the club.
Fancy?
Fancy a wee fag down by the lock.
Oh, okay.
Right, and then your response is, I kusti.
What is that?
Yeah, cool.
Oh, okay. Huh.
So it was like Cockney. I think
Yeah.
that I was learning. I didn't know.
So this is English, but this is how they fucking speak it.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
God bless. And then you
Yeah.
had the booze. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. It was quite the experience, man. But I didn't go anywhere outside of Edinburgh. That's the way they
Okay.
pronounce it. So
Yeah.
I just hung out with my buddies
And-
there, and
Scotland, is that part of the UK?
it is.
Okay.
It is. Yeah. It's part of Great Britain and the UK.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's all different, right?
So
Yeah,
not
so
EU.
there's England, right? That's the southern part, and then
Stinks.
Great Britain is Great Britain is the larger island, and then the United Kingdom is all of the territory controlled by England.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Free the Irish.
So
yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong. Great Britain is England, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Is that correct? All right. And then Ireland there was the Brexit thing, and then but Ireland and Scotland just part of the UK, but not Great Britain. Is that correct?
Right. Well, Ireland's separate.
Yes.
Ireland's
Ireland's not even part of either.
Yeah, Northern Ireland. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Northern Ireland.
Okay. Yeah.
Shout out to
Yeah.
my bros.
Hey,
Yeah.
you got Irish blood?
Catholic.
Okay, right
I
on.
rock with the Catholics.
Get it? I get it.
I don't know shit about the history. That's
You
all
know
I'm
about
gonna
the
say.
Troubles?
I've heard about
okay.
it.
He's
How-
listened to the Cranberries.
So I listened to a podcast where this guy's uncle was involved in it. Like they put him in prison, and then he told the stories about what they would do to them in prison.
Oh man!
And I
It's
guess
vicious.
if you recite the Our Father a certain way, they knew you were Catholic, and they'd capture your ass and fucking torture you.
That's that symbolic meaning we were talking about there.
can't wait
that,
to get
that
into it.
Symbolic interactionism. Yeah. Yeah. So when I was over there in London, we went on these tours, these walking tours. I love that shit, man. Being able to go and see and where people have been going for hundreds, sometimes thousands of years.
Yeah.
Right.
Long time.
Yeah. But so we went to this one place and there was this park. It looked like a park and it had this fence with the spikes on it, right? But it was the fence was only like this tall and it said absolutely no dogs. It was like a $5,000 fine. Right?
Wow.
It was this mounded little park area, and it was a mass burial from where when the Protestants would take over, right, they would kill the Catholics.
Yeah.
And then vice versa. Back and
Okay.
forth. So
Wow.
yeah,
That's a long history.
yeah. Well, I mean, think about like social divisiveness, right? Like that's we often think about that. Oh, America's never been more divided than now. Society has never been more divided than now. Like shit's been worse.
I think we've been killing each other forever over stupid
Shit's been
shit,
worse.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The ideas of us and them. Right. I was just talking about that with my youngest, with my middle kid today about these ideas of us and them are so powerful.
The other.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Othering.
And they're all the same looking people.
Yeah, man. Well, you'd think, right?
Right.
But like we always figure out different ways to know whether it's social class or. I had a student one time who said, "Mr. Farrar, how would you end racism?" I was like, "Fuck, I don't know, man. Like my best guess is aliens,
Yeah.
like aliens, and then we are much more similar."
It worked
Right.
in Independence Day. I
did.
think
Well,
it could work
Some
again.
might argue they're trying to do that and create a new world order. So I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot, man. I don't know.
So,
Yeah,
out of
that's
curiosity, there's some intersectionalism with sociology and
yeah.
gender and race. But how did you go from sociology to studying race and gender?
So-
and when did that happen?
Can I ask you a question first? What
up?
is sociology?
So sociology is the study of society.
Oh,
So psychology focuses, the unit of analysis is the individual, right? With sociology, it's societies, cultures.
okay.
Yeah.
And then how did now? What did you say again? Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, he got it.
Right on. So it's really gender, race. So, and my areas of specialty are environmental sociology,
Okay.
right? So the way that society impacts the environment and the way that the environment impacts society, right? Thinking about like scarcity. Right, like climate change, right, and coffee beans, right, like the area or bananas or
Water.
Water's a big one. That was what my dissertation was over.
Oh wow.
Was over water usage. But so all of that is really an offshoot of sociology. So because
It all comes together.
it's all about conflict theory, right? Power. So think about like gender dynamics and power. Race and power, religion and power, right? Like I've known people who say, Catholics aren't Christians. All right, I don't know if you ever heard that, but
Yeah.
All the time.
yeah. So that Roman popery.
Yeah.
Shout out to Leo, American.
Yeah. The papacy, the
Yeah.
papist.
Yeah. So and there's power. There's power in all kinds of ways. So I saw power when I was a kid in Brownfield.
I was about to say there's power here. The mayor has power.
Oh,
You
absolutely.
know what I mean? You have power.
City council, right? Yeah, it's all about our sphere of influence. That everybody has power, but it's how far does your power stretch?
Where does power reside?
Well, like where does it reside?
I don't know. I heard that on Game of Thrones.
I mean, people, it's there because we believe it's there, and because so power. Think about power is the ability to make things happen, right? Regardless of other people's will. If you have enough power, right? Like Bezos, Musk, Bill Gates. I mean, those people. They have Trump. They have power. And they can impact many people's lives, millions, billions of people's lives.
Those tech
right?
bros have more power than we.
Oh, well, yeah.
The most power.
Well, I mean, the people who really have power are not the ones who are running for office. I mean, why would they do that? Why would they put themselves out front, Because then you got to deal with all the direct attacks.
That's where you fucked up, Elon. Should have stayed behind in the shadows, my friend. I don't know, man. It's a... Yeah, so, like, I guess is that always how it's been for humans? We've always given, like, sort of one person or one group a position of power. Like, how did kings and queens rise up? How did shit like that come about?
Tribal society was different, right? Then we start talking about, like, feudalism.
Okay.
So tribal society, you've got... and that's so complex. So really what I want my students to understand is that life is more complex than what we think. I'm not there to tell them what to think. I tell them multiple times, I'm not here to tell you what to believe. I want you to understand why you believe what you believe, right? I want you to be able to ask questions. I want you to be able to find answers, right? So with kings and queens, it was the idea of the divine right of king, right? Like the king is king because God made it that way, right? Whatever God it may have been, whether it was Allah or Yahweh, God, the Christian God. But it was this idea that it's backed up by the will of God, because to question the king is to question God, right? So that's that be-all, end-all in terms of power. And then it's not just power here, it's, well, if you question the word of God, then you are an apostate, right? Or you've gone against the will of God, and now we've got hell.
Is this sort of like a COVID thing? Like because hold on, I'm going to get to it. Like, I'm wondering, like, how do you get the people to believe that? And the reason I said COVID thing is because back in COVID, if you were like, this shit was made in a lab, or I'm not going to wear a mask, it's fake, they kind of ostracized you. They deleted your YouTube channel. Is this how it worked in feudal societies? They were like, or did they just kill you, right?
Well,
they would just kill you if you questioned the king, right?
So,
like, how do you get the people to believe you're king?
Well, there's part of it. You sit on a throne, right? It's that. It's in Game of Thrones. It's that Iron Throne.
Well, and also
right?
if
symbolic.
with Monty Python, the king is the guy who doesn't have shit all over him.
Yeah,
he's the one who gets to take a bath.
Yeah, and he's the one that can be covered in shit.
Yeah,
and people will tell him he looks good.
Yeah. Pull a sword out of a stone, get
a
watery tart to throw a sword at you.
That's where I'm kind of wondering, like, where does that? Why do we tell him, like, you look good? Like, is it fear?
I think
is it because he feeds us?
Well, it's the stick and the carrot, right? I mean, it's like because the king has the ability to bestow those rewards. Because when you look at feudalism, so the idea is that you've got the king and the castle, right? And then you've got those outer walls, right? Eventually, but when enemies come, the peasants run inside the castle and they hide, and the king protects them, right? And the king has soldiers and that they pay, right? Otherwise, they fuck off and go fight for somebody else, because that's what they do, right? Now, but there's also faith. That's when we start coupling those things. So money, power, rewards, right? But then the faith is a whole nother element there. But so the peasants are supposed to feed the king, right? And the king profits from them. Okay? But then there's all of the other, like, baronies and dukes and archdukes, and there are some wild names, because it is a very complicated hierarchy that happens there under the king, and all of that built. It's kind of like a pyramid scheme.
I've
really,
seen the fucking family tree of Charles. Crazy, it's weird. All the way down.
Oh yeah.
Everybody.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The Windsors.
Yeah.
All those.
Yeah,
they're all made in a factory.
And so much inbreeding, right? I mean, from one country to another, and they're cousins and brothers, sisters sometimes.
So in my mind, I'm thinking, we create this great country because we're escaping that, but we still have that here, right? Kind of in a way.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm just thinking of like power.
Yeah.
And why people.
Why are people so scared to take their own power, right? Or to be empowered, or when other people become empowered, right? I've got a shirt that says equal rights for others doesn't mean less rights for you.
Yeah.
It's not pie.
Yeah.
right? Like I remember when there was all the talk about gay marriage. It's like, oh, if the gays get married, if the gay gets, like what happened to my marriage when same sex folks were able to get married? Not a fucking thing, right? I was still married, still had all the rights, still had all the privileges, right? But and then I got ordained so that I could help do marriages.
Oh, cool.
You're the guy who does this. I've heard about
I'm
it.
one of.
What are you? What is your ordination? What are you ordained through? Universal Life Church, or I'm ordained as well.
So most of them, they made you take that. Well, at least at the time. So I had a student who hit me up in like through Messenger or something. He's like, "Hey, Mr. Farrar, can you do my wedding?" Right? I was like, "Well, I'm not ordained," And then I hit her up 30 minutes later. I was like,
I'm ordained.
Right? So
it's that easy.
Excuse me. But I had to find a service that was not going to make me promise that marriage was only between a man and a woman.
So you're a Dudist priest, right? Are you?
Yeah.
Are you really?
No,
I am. I'm an ordained Dudist priest in the Church of the Latter-day Dude.
Yeah.
That's the Lebowski Church.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I've got a thing.
Is that like legit? Though?
Yeah, it's legit. Yeah.
I was going to do this.
But I mean, it's not very hard for them to give out ordinance. There's Universal Life Church and there's some other
ones. I
ones.
might have been podcasting with Chrissy Covington. She was saying, I thought she was talking about you. Like there's a guy who, because nobody was marrying gay people here, he got ordained to marry. It might have been you.
Yeah, I put it out
and
there.
I was like,
anybody,
I want to do it now. Now I want to do it.
Yeah, well, and the thing is, really, you don't need any credentials in the state of Texas. All you got to do is you got to say, you're so-and-so, do you want to? And they say, yeah, I do. And then you say, are you so-and-so, do you want to? And they're like, yeah, I do.
That's
and you say, I now declare you
wife and wife,
married, partners in crime.
Yeah. And then sign
enslaved to each other forever,
certificate,
whatever,
Yeah. Yep, that's it.
And then you got to submit it. That's,
And they gave you the power to do that.
I haven't done it yet. I've been ordained for close to a decade, and
you haven't done one.
No, but I've offered. I offered my best friend.
I
we were at a Halloween party, and my friends Brian and Megan. I'm like, hey, let's get you guys married. I'll do it right now.
Conservative Rattlesnake Roy wants to do a game or be an ordained minister for gay marriages. I'll do it. I'm not even lying.
Hey,
the gayest marriage too. Not just regular gay marriage. The gayest marriage.
2 dudes. Let's go.
3 dudes. Why not?
Dudes. Fuck it. I'll do it. I don't give a fuck.
Can't do that yet.
Just pay me. I don't.
Yeah. What do you call that? An honorarium? Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I'll waive that for beer.
Sure. Yeah. No, I would too. I don't need, or a White Russian as the sacraments of my religion.
So you've done you've done a few marriages?
Yeah, I've done 3.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, 2 of them. It was a gal that I grew up with, her and her wife.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Was it like a church wedding? I'm guessing, or like
it was at the Ranchito Ballroom.
Oh,
shit!
Nice. Yeah, in Brownfield, Texas.
Very cool. So
ironically, it was not gay. There was really not much about it that was gay.
Are you from Brownfield?
Yeah.
Okay, that's where my dad's from. My dad graduated high school in '79, so a couple years after you were born. So a couple. Yeah.
Yeah, he would have gone to school with some of my uncles.
Oh yeah,
probably. Was that where Cheryl Swoops went?
Yes.
Yeah. Were you there during the same time?
Yeah, so I don't know how many years. So she had a boyfriend it was her first husband. He was a senior when I was a freshman.
Oh, okay.
And so we played together. Now she and I played at the rec center a few times.
Nice.
Bad motherfucker.
Yeah. Man, she was. Now one of my claims to fame is I threw her shit against the wall.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
Greatest female basketball player of all time.
Man, I threw her shit against the
Until
wall.
Until Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Chavez.
That's right. And then she came back and she put it on my fucking head. Like she pointed me and like, boom. Like she didn't punch it hard, but she went hard on me.
That's an athlete right there.
Yeah, she was amazing. I got to go watch her play at the '96 Olympics.
Oh wow,
was
that's
that in
cool.
LA?
Atlanta.
Yeah.
That's the Gary. What was his name? Richard Jewell. That's the Richard Jewell Olympics.
Oh yeah, I was there like 2 days after the bombing.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a bomb that exploded. This guy found it. They made a movie about it.
Shoebox bomb, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. It's interesting. I remember I was like 14 when that happened. Yeah.
So man, you're just constantly like studying, basically human nature almost.
Man, I think I ended up here because I was kind of a nerd growing up, right? So I was always trying to figure out how to fit in.
Hold on, so you're Koozie, what did I say? Y'all means all?
Y'all means all.
Respect.
Name, man.
Is that a HEB thing? I've seen that at
This
HEB.
You
is,
think that's HEB?
Caprock Mortgage Solutions.
Okay, I've seen something at it. HEB's very pro LGBTQ.
Yeah, I think I got it at Pride.
Oh,
one
nice.
year, so,
Okay, very
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I brought that. I didn't know how my OSU would go over. So.
Yeah, I'm not gonna look at it. You went.
Does that
I went
is
to
it-
Texas Tech as well.
Okay.
is your master's or doctorate from OSU?
So I did my PhD work. I did not finish
All
my
right, respect.
doctorate.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were just a fan. Respect.
No, hell no.
Oh.
No, I went there for 4 years.
Yeah.
It's
so
tolerable.
I got my guns up and my pistols firing.
Yeah.
So,
Cowboy
but I
and
don't
Red
have
Raider.
a Texas Tech tattoo yet. So
Yeah, I
it'll
don't
probably
either.
happen.
Eventually.
I need to get a tech tattoo. I don't know what I want.
Let's do a podcast and let's get tattooed during a podcast.
Get a tattoo of Spike
I was gonna
Dykes
get
on
Swing
your
Your
butt.
Sword. I'm a big Mike Leach fan.
Right
Oh
on.
yeah.
Hey, I like Mike Leach.
That dude rules.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Man. Yeah. Fucking A.
I'll drink to him. I love that guy.
Yeah, he's the greatest character in tech history, sports history.
Who are you, so I want to see you get drunk.
I'm not gonna get too drunk because I've got to tell jokes later.
I was okay.
So what I was saying is that I think I always felt on the outside, right? And then in 7th grade, like I'd always been just a nerd and never had any inklings of being able to go on a date with anybody really or have a relationship with a girl. And the head cheerleader decided I was cute. The 8th grade head cheerleader. Yeah. So it was like a movie, right? So we dated for like a month.
Man, I
and
bet
then
you
after
creamed your
that,
underwear. Jesus Christ.
man. So that's,
Nice.
So yeah,
That's one of
after
those
like, she
corn-fed
made me
girls,
She
too.
made me popular, right? Like she was the hottie all through high school and everything. But yeah, she single-handedly made me popular.
Some social
Let's
capital.
go.
And so then it was all the like, well, now dating and race, right? Because I don't know if y'all know, I'm a white guy.
I didn't know.
I don't.
I thought you were Scottish.
I don't see race, right? Yeah, I love putting Gaelic American. That's my favorite.
Oh, that's funny.
On the when they let you pencil it in, right? Your race. But so it was like dating Hispanic girls, right?
Oh, yeah.
Then,
'Cause that's
they're
how they come in
brothers and
Brownfield.
cousins, right? I mean, it's
It's the best, right?
That's why it's called Brownfield, dude.
All right, comedian.
No, that's what my dad would say because he grew up there. He's like, it's nice.
After
But
he called them some mean word, huh?
It was actually
No, my dad was actually not even remotely racist.
It was a dude named Brownfield.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I figured it was,
Yeah, Lubbock was named after a Civil War
general. Yeah.
Yeah, I just learned about Mackenzie
Yeah.
and his little skirmishes everywhere.
So you were was the head cheerleader a Hispanic girl?
No, she's
No. Okay. Yeah.
Come on, now, this is the 80s,
back in
man,
the, well, it
90s.
would have been in the 90s.
Oh,
Come
no,
on
after that,
now.
I was all over the place. It didn't
Oh yeah,
matter,
same,
right? So-
same dude. My Willie is colorblind. It's got one eye and it's colorblind.
Man, I used to know a guy. He was so racist. He's not my friend. He was never my friend, really. He's my acquaintance. But
Yeah.
he was so racist. Every time I watched football with him, he'd teach me a new slur.
Oh, yeah.
They're taking notes for class, right? And I mean, he'd say horrible shit, just horrible shit.
Yeah, we call them jelly bellies. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Was he actually racist, or was he just
Oh,
saying
he's
these?
racist. Everything but his dick.
Oh,
Because
really?
he moved in with that buddy of mine because his
Sure.
old lady kicked him out, right? And so he moved in,
Yeah.
and there was this black family across the street. One of them was, she's a cute gal.
Yeah. Sure.
His dick was not racist.
Yeah.
Bro,
no.
You want to hear a crazy story? Maybe he's reformed, but this neighborhood over here, full on swastika on his leg,
Oh yeah, you were telling me
and
about that guy.
he's really cool. He comes.
Doesn't he have a black wife or something?
his wife's Mexican.
Oh, okay.
But he came over here, offered us his tools. Was really cool.
Probably in prison, I bet.
Well, Hispanics, the race is white.
Technically, see, I knew it. I told you guys, I'm
Yeah,
white.
they say white,
motherfuckers.
non-Hispanic, white,
There's
Hispanic. Yeah.
discussion about shifting Hispanic into a racial category.
Yeah.
I'm
that
not
makes-
Hispanic. I don't consider myself
Well,
Hispanic. That's
so-
like Hispaniola shit to me.
Yeah. So
I'm not that.
what label do you use, or do you?
Texan, man.
Texan?
That's
Right,
it.
right on. Hey,
or when I'm feeling it, Mexican American, I guess. But I mean, I guess Latino.
I've heard Texican.
Texas.
Tejano.
Yeah.
More so.
What is? I know Chicano is used a lot on the
That's
West
like-
Coast.
yeah, it's like
that's
a LA
more. Yeah, is that LA?
So
yeah.
Chicano is a
50
combination
movement?
of like Hispanic and indigenous blood.
Oh,
as
okay.
well.
Well, I guess that would be me.
Would the I don't know
was
if
thinking about like Mayan. Right?
Yeah.
Mayan
I don't know
blood
if this
and all
is
that,
a politically incorrect term, but is mestizo? Is that was
It's an
same
old thing. That's what
yeah.
the
Well, I know
Spaniards
that.
made.
yeah. No, I don't know that that's
Is it not?
Incorrect.
Well, I know mulatto is not politically correct.
The Mayans or the Spaniards raped the Mayans and made mestizos.
I mean,
which is Mexicans,
I'm sure there was some
right?
consensual going on, but yeah, you're probably right. For the most part, it was
probably
not
rape.
consensual.
When we talk about situations like that, is there such thing as
Let me ask you
consent?
this.
I
What you
mean,
think
I
about
don't
it?
think consent existed till the 50s.
I don't think it existed until like 40 years ago.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong, dude. Till the early 80s.
Yeah. I mean, even especially in a marriage, you know.
Oh God, yeah, no, it's especially like when you're marrying off, 13, 14-year-old girls to these, 40-year-old men, which was very, very common. I was reading about it on Reddit. Do you spend much time on Reddit, Brent? Yeah, there's so much interest. Like, ask sociologists, ask historians. I mean, do you ever spend any time on there? It's like, hey, I'm a sociologist.
I have not looked at the Ask Sociologist.
Yeah, they
what is this?
Yeah, well, they want people that can get cite sources and such. They ask historians will if they say, well, what I've read. No, they want your sources.
So what's the difference between race and ethnicity?
Race is based on the perception of biological characteristics.
Like a Mexican is this.
So, Mexican doesn't come in because that's not race.
That's
It's
nationality.
Ethnicity. So ethnicity is based on culture. So if white folks from Scotland and white folks from Mexico are all white, then what's different is ethnicity, right? So it's the food we eat, it's the languages we speak, it's the religion, because like Irish Catholic and Mexican Catholic are not exactly the same thing. Right, like they manifest in different ways. Just like Christianity is really great at morphing, right? Like including so Saturnalia becomes Christmas, right? I forget what the name of the pagan holiday that became Easter. Like that's when we got Easter.
Oh
bunnies,
yeah, the
right?
equinox.
The bunny,
Let's chill out on this real quick. This is not true.
So,
Easter was created by Hallmark. The Easter
Out
bunny.
of curiosity, Brownfield, there's no way you weren't. Were you a Baptist, Church of Christ?
Baptist.
Okay, Church of Christ here.
Yeah, I call myself a recovering Baptist.
Sure.
I've been kicked out of one Church of Christ.
Which one?
The big one that looks down on everybody as they drive by.
Broadway.
Yeah, no. So that's
Sunset.
I don't know if he wants to say it.
So
I don't care. Who cares?
Actually, Sunset. I used to go there. That's a really small congregation.
I got
right?
married at Sunset.
Nice.
I'm divorced now, so the marriage did not stick. Fuck that place.
Oh, really? You got divorced?
Yeah. He busts my balls all the time. I talk about how I'm divorced fairly often, but it's just part of my story.
Yeah, I had some friends who asked me the other day, "What's the secret to marriage?" And I said, "The second one."
So you're on your second?
Yeah,
I'm working on that.
That's
one.
a whole nother story.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, statistically, it's diminishing returns. So when they say 50% of all marriages end in divorce, it's not first marriages. 50% of first marriages don't end in divorce, but when you factor in second, third,
I thought
fourth,
it was like a lot of it was people remarrying the same person.
That doesn't
and then
happen that
divorcing
often.
again.
That doesn't happen outside of like white families.
Yeah, my dad got remarried to my stepmom.
Oh,
See,
really?
this is why you guys need to be Catholic, because you never get divorced.
No, was there a wife in between?
Or Mormon.
Or Mormon.
Yeah. Was there a wife in between?
No, there wasn't.
Really?
Girlfriends, but not wives.
Okay. All right. Good for him.
Yeah.
Is he still married to
wait.
your stepmom?
Yes.
Can we go back to this? Well, so race and ethnicity.
So,
We
culture.
chase rabbits
So
here.
Culture, right? So, like, how do Scottish people not look Scottish in America? Well, you quit wearing a kilt, you quit eating haggis.
Yeah.
Which my friends, that's what you asked
I
me
want
that
it.
earlier.
I want to try it.
So, my friends, I asked them. I said, "So, what about haggis?" They said, mate, that's for the tourists."
Oh,
I
that's
couldn't
a
tell if they
bummer.
said terrorists or tourists. But
Either way, it's just like when you go to Philly, you don't eat a cheesesteak.
But I've had
You
it.
get something better. Yeah.
Have you been to the Robert Burns night?
No.
Okay, so that's part of ethnicity.
Okay.
Is like ethnic work, right? So I just grew up as a white guy. I didn't as a Texan, right?
Sure,
Fucking
yeah.
Alamo, Davy Crockett, who I'm kin to.
We did an episode about the
Whoa.
Kin to
Alamo.
the Davy Crockett? Yes.
Cool.
You're welcome, right?
Dude.
Been the president's.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I want to get a tattoo. I think I'm going to get like a horny toad dressed as Davy Crockett, right?
Oh,
With a
I
coonskin
love
cap.
Crockett rules.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Baby.
Man, I grew up on that Disney shit.
yeah. I watched it. I watched it.
Well,
as a
how are
kid.
you related to him?
Like he's go up the family tree, and then he's a cousin. something
Okay.
like that.
That's cool.
Shit, I'd tell
That's
everybody
cool.
that.
Yeah.
Robert the Bruce. I'm kin to Robert.
Oh
the Bruce.
shit, Robert the
Yeah.
Bruce from fucking what's the movie? Braveheart. Braveheart is he's fighting for Robert the Bruce. Yeah, that's awesome.
King of Scotland.
Yeah.
I wish I knew my.
Not the last king of
Kingdom
Scotland.
Oh, so you have Scottish in you.
Yeah, I can trace. I've got the direct.
Okay. Is
that why you went
lineage
over there?
back to? No, well, in part, I just wanted to do it. I wanted to get out and see, and it was really great for sociology. Right?
Would it
'Cause
be disrespectful if I wore a kilt?
No,
Those
it
rule.
just depends on which. Yeah, there are rules.
No, I'm saying they rule, like they're cool.
Well, yeah, right on.
Yeah.
There are certain tartans that you can't wear. Like you can't wear just somebody's colors. But there are some colors that are neutral.
Like what color?
It's like
Black?
the Black Watch, I believe. Black Watch or Black Guard.
So they take that shit serious. Like you can't be if you're over there.
Like I don't know.
I get it if you're over
I don't know
there.
if it's like in the 80s, and 90s with Crips and Bloods, but it has been taken serious. Yeah.
I would.
Let's see.
Yeah.
It was my family line. Fuck you guys.
In my family, a lot of the time we get married in kilts.
Dude, that
Really?
rules.
That's cool.
God, that's so cool.
So here's one that you could wear.
So
It's hard to see. It's blue and green.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna wear that one because I don't have anything that would look good in that.
Actually, man, they're pretty
shoes are you
adaptable.
You're just wearing
Got some
Vans.
Vans,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. I got my Vans out.
Flip flops. I wear flip flops with it. I used to wear combat boots.
So traditionally, you do not wear underwear under a kilt. Is that correct?
Why would you
If you-
ask that,
if
Morgan?
No, I just want to know.
I gotta show you this too. though.
You cigarette.
If you wear, so there's another saying.
You
that
can't
if
say that,
if
dude.
If you wear underwear under a kilt, it's not a kilt. It's a skirt.
Oh, okay.
What?
So I'll show you.
So when you're watching an episode,
He's got his legs spread open towards me right
When-
now. Oh,
when
man.
you're-
But there's a sporn in the middle, right? That's what. So the sporn, I call it the erector
Is that like
protector.
a-
It's
oh.
it's the bag, right? That hangs down, right?
Oh, okay.
Erect-
So,
Erector
and it,
protector.
yeah, it keeps it from flying
Somebody's
up.
gonna call you that.
Well,
next
you know,
semester.
do you know what
It's a Scottish bar stool.
drag queens? You know what drag queens wear? That's funny. You know what?
Kilt-friendly bars.
Drag queens have a thing. I don't know if it's still the name, but they call them gender benders. So it actually holds down all the junk and stuff.
So you can move around?
Tape and tuck.
Yeah,
Tape and tuck, man.
You know, tape down here, tape up here. You know, it's all good.
That's how it works.
Bind-
But then they have the fake titties.
binding.
Yeah. They've got
can't be good for
the
you.
crazy fake titties now that I've on a drag night when they're bouncing, their butts and their boobs are bouncing. You're like, that ain't real.
Yeah,
it's
man,
cool
now,
though.
Now they've got the things that come up.
Yeah,
to the
it
neck,
hides
you
the
know,
Adam apple,
It's
yeah.
got, it's got it all covered up.
It's
man.
really impressive. There's a woman I dated. Our first date was at a drag show. It was cool.
Nice.
It was cool. Yeah.
Can we
Nice.
can we talk about gender?
Yeah.
What's going on with this?
So
What's going on with
this?
Let me say one more thing about the ethnicity. So,
Well, he's an ally,
like me,
dude. You saw his fucking
yeah,
goose.
You don't
so
think
me,
I'm an ally?
Nah, I know you are, bro.
Like I did what's called ethnic work, and that's where you develop that sense of ethnicity. Because I had no connection to Scotland
Okay.
growing up whatsoever, and now like there's a lot of people in my family that wear kilts when we have weddings and stuff like that, have tattoos.
That's
but we
cool.
invested doing the reading about the history, the mythology.
Is this what's the cross you have
That's
on
a
the
Celtic cross.
Celtic cross?
I've
Okay.
always worn a Celtic cross.
Nice.
Even before I knew I was Scottish, I wore a Celtic cross.
Like new
so-
metal kind
That's
of.
sick.
Yeah,
It is
I guess. I
Like
don't
some
know.
Lemmy Kilmister shit. It's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
So like me hanging out with my family on a Sunday, barbecuing, the certain foods, the certain drinks, the certain music we're listening to.
Yeah.
That's ethnic
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Like ethnic food would be like particular to a region. You could say, right?
Yeah, region and culture,
Region.
And we take it with us, right?
And we can switch it up,
like
you
cat
know.
fries, right? Like I never ate no bull balls.
That's an ethnic thing. Right?
but well, and it's a ranching thing, you know. Now where it was, whether it was the vaqueros, right?
Yeah.
Who were doing it originally.
We were the
or-
first ones.
Yeah, that's right. You know, or the black cowboys or whoever, right?
Yeah.
And there was, Buffalo Soldiers and all that.
That's
That was-
awesome.
Yeah, I know a little bit about them.
How did you go from interest in sociology to, I think I'd asked earlier, to race and gender?
It's all,
I'm
it's all the same.
Yeah.
So growing up in Brownfield, like I just like the first girl that ever called me her boyfriend, right, was the only black girl in class. It just
Oh, cool.
just the way it worked, right? Like it was. I remember there was a guy. He was Michael Williams was his name, and I had the Michael Jackson red and black leather
cool,
jacket,
cool.
leather
Nice.
jacket, right?
Yeah.
And he had the glove. Together we were unstoppable, right?
That's
but
awesome.
He was the only black dude in school. He was my friend, and it wasn't like I thought like, oh well, I got to have a black friend or I'm a racist.
No,
Like, it
you're
wasn't-
just
it's
friends.
just like you're
Yeah.
kids. Kids don't give a fuck. Kids
Yeah,
play,
no,
right?
hell no.
It's not until we're taught these things that shit gets dysfunctional,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, but growing up, I saw people who were treated differently because of their race, right? Like,
Yeah.
I remember going to that Baptist church. I remember when the first non-white family joined.
Mm-hmm.
The dad of the family was the captain of the highway department.
Oh,
of
wow.
DPS.
Oh, wow.
DPS. So he came in.
Was it a Hispanic family or black family?
black?
Oh, really?
Black,
So
Okay.
he was legit. Like
yeah.
he was-
So and he came in with his wife and his daughter
Yeah.
and his son, right? And they were big, tall, and well spoken, right, well dressed, right, and he was somebody who came with authority, right. But before him, like we had, and still to this day, there's First Baptist Church, and then there's Primera Iglesia Bautista, right?
Well, I wonder who went there.
Which Hispanic, right? And then there's Bethel Baptist,
and that's the Black Baptist Church.
It's all First Baptist. It's just white folks, Hispanic folks, and black folks, right?
Yeah.
All the racial tension that I had with dudes in high school, right? Then I grew my hair out.
Oh, okay.
I was a long-haired guy. I was the last long-haired guy to graduate from Wellman, which was there was 12 people in my senior class.
Yeah, no, I know Wellman. It's just a little bit west of you go through there when you're on your way to Hobbs to buy certain products that aren't legal in Texas.
He's a college professor, chill.
I work it. Fuck it. Who cares? Fucking if I get fired, I can draw unemployment.
But this is so like I find this interesting. I like hearing about it because I guess I'm fortunate and blessed that was never an issue for me.
What do you mean?
Race.
Like race.
Yeah.
It was never,
That's
or maybe
awesome.
I just didn't see it. I don't know. Like it was, I hung out with a lot of white people and I had a few black friends, but like you're saying, it was just my friends. Like I don't.
90s and 2000s were different.
And I heard it like it was crazy because I would hear like my older family
and rural,
like my uncles and my grandparents. They were like y'all's age. My mom was real young when she had me, and I heard it like these mean words, but they're not hateful people. But it never fucking. I was like, I think the only thing that divided me in any aspect of my life was that I was Catholic.
Yeah,
that was the only thing. And where I went to church was all Mexicans. That was the only thing. Like you're saying, like I remember, like, oh, she's a white Catholic. That's crazy.
So my granddad, so my first granddad on my mom's side, he died in a plane crash a couple years before I was born.
Okay.
And he was flying and got caught in a blizzard and crashed. So, and then my grandma remarried a guy who's a Catholic.
Oh, okay.
And he'd go to St. Anthony's in Brownfield. Did not speak a lick of Spanish. But he went to Catholic church,
really?
Right? Every Saturday, he was there. Sunday he was there, so doing mass, the sit up, kneel down, all that stuff. But lots of calisthenics in Catholicism, right?
Yeah.
Amen.
But so I think having long hair and being called a bunch of horrible names, right? Especially by cowboys, right?
They call you cigarettes.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah. But like having guys threaten to sexually assault me. Right, and then them calling me a fag, right?
Yeah,
like it was like, wait a minute, like you're talking about having sex with me, right? Like, and then especially when I had long hair and the kilt, oh god, or if my nails are painted or my toenails, which is
you paint your toenails, that might be a little gay.
Yeah, hey man.
Hey, if someone else paints them for you, it's okay.
So what's wild is I've had people who talk a lot of shit because of that, but the way that I learned how to paint nails was so overtly heterosexual.
How's that?
Your daughter?
No, God, that would have been fucked up. Oh. I don't have a daughter, but I got 3 sons.
Oh, okay.
But no, so my freshman year of high school, we were supposed to go lift weights. We called it off season. So it was that when we had 7 periods, you went to every class every day, right? It was before the block schedule stuff. So, I was like 115 pounds.
Oh, you're
5'10".
Skinny.
Yeah, skinny. Like, man, I'm thicker than I've ever been in my life.
And what are you, like $180?
Yeah, about 185, I think right now, maybe 90.
Yeah.
Beers in you.
Yeah, man. I think during the pandemic, I got up to 200.
Oh,
shit. That's about
Yep.
it. Yeah, I went from 160 to 200. But so I figured, like, there were dudes out there throwing up so much weight, and I thought, I don't want to go out there and fuck around with these dudes who can throw up like 3 times my body weight.
Sure,
right?
yeah.
So I figured if I never go, they'll never miss me.
Oh.
So I just never went. I skipped the entire 7th period. I skipped 7th period the entire year.
So the coaches weren't on your ass?
No, because
That's
I just
cool.
went and hung. I wasn't.
You were
truant.
hanging out with the girl.
I was hanging out in cosmetology.
Oh,
because there's
you
girls
had to
there.
be a junior or senior girl to be in cosmetology at the time. Because I graduated in 95, right? Yeah. So this would have been like 92, 91, right? I guess 91 when they started.
Metallica.
And
I was thinking Nirvana.
that was Red Hot Chili Peppers, man.
Okay.
They roll too.
Yeah. So, there was this, and several of the varsity cheerleaders were in there, and one of them had a Porsche. She used to give me a ride home after school, because I was a freshman.
Damn, bruh.
So and that's when, speaking of Chili Peppers and Faith No More, right?
Yeah.
That's when the shaving your head, or Metallica, Jason Newsted, right?
This is why I did that, because of him.
Okay, all right, man. So it was kind of a coin flip between him and Anthony Kiedis, but so I had a spike. Haircut. I had a mullet, actually, spike.
Nice.
Okay, cool.
God, not my proudest moment, but so I started growing it out, right? And they would do the shampoos, right? They trim the underneath of my hair. We do the paraffin dips where they dip your hands in the wax,
awesome.
right?
Nice.
Yeah. And then so I learned to do dye jobs and highlights and manicures and pedicures, right?
Wow.
So you picked up a skill.
Man, I can't tell you how many of my girlfriends, right, that I've done their hair. I don't do my wife's now because she has too much hair. She's got a lot of hair, so I'm glad to help pay for that.
Yeah. It's funny. I was married for a long time, and I always liked that. I'm like, yeah, give me your body butter. And it's just like helping them look, the way, I don't know. I sort of liked it. I dug it. I miss that.
Yeah, well, there's an intimacy there.
Yeah,
too.
there is for
And it was a
sure.
way to get close too.
Yeah.
It's like some guy'd be making fun of me for having my nails painted. I'd be like, well, your girl's gonna let me paint her nails
Yeah.
after a while.
There you go.
I used to paint my nails, I landscape, so it'd be like stupid for me.
Oh yeah,
Check out this right here.
that's
Yeah, you
cool.
got 'em
Kind of
all
the metallic
done.
green.
It's called Jeweled Beetle. Right?
Ooh.
It
Speaking
is
of
really
that,
wild.
like you're saying, like when I did paint my nails, I'd let my lady do it. It is intimate. It really is. I'm like, dang. It is hetero. Nah, even if it's gay, who gives a fuck?
Well, and so that that's where like sexual orientation and gender expression are two different things,
Yeah.
right? Like I know who I am, sexually, but I love fucking with gender. I love the kilts. When I had long hair, the nail polish. In one of my classes, we have a nail painting party at the end of every class,
Yeah.
or at the end of every semester.
Yeah, androgyny is cool. David Bowie and all that shit.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Manson did it.
Yeah.
He's
Oh, yeah,
done
for
a lot
sure.
of other
I
shit,
love-
but even Anthony
Loved
Kiedis
Marilyn
too.
Manson.
Yeah.
I think that's where I got it from because I was a big fan of him.
Oh, I was too back in the day.
Oh,
Yeah, who was really surprised when there were issues of consent with him, right? Like, he kind of told everybody he was there. You know, like
the music's
but
still
man,
good.
but dude, Lunchbox, right?
One of my favorite songs. That's one of my favorite music videos.
I was gonna say Portrait of an American Family, right? Or
Dope Show?
American Family Values, right?
I remember being like 8 watching the Dope Show, like,
That's
and it kind of like what the
It's
fuck?
scary.
By that point, I was kind of on the way out.
Oh,
Right.
no, that's when I discovered him.
Yeah,
I was like, dude, this is
really
cool.
That was in the prime of his androgyny too, right?
I didn't
that whole
understand it.
suit thing, right?
Yeah. He definitely did that. Yeah, with the.
I loved it. I don't know why. It's just like, what the fuck?
So these were all things that were kicking around in your mind and stuff that were on your radar before you even got a degree in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
okay.
it really my life led me to where I am.
Oh,
right?
that's awesome.
And I really like I'm a professor, right? And that's to profess. Right? I get up and talk shit. I get paid to talk shit for hours.
I'm trying to do that too.
Hey man, some days I get paid to talk about sex all day long, right? Like it's it's awesome. Most of it anyway. Most of it. It's some of it's
boys?
not as
Well, there's a lot of depressing stuff going on with gender relations, almost more so than race relations.
Why is
right
it
now.
depressing?
It's depressing because so correct me if I'm wrong, Brent, but I have heard that something like 50% of
Brent?
men, is it Brent with an E? Sorry,
No, with an A.
that's what I said. Yeah, Brent. Yeah. Like something like 50% of men under 30 are not in romantic relationships.
Right.
I heard, and it has something to do with. I don't know what
Porn,
it is.
video games.
But
it's
also
the way that we meet each other, right?
Yeah.
So like,
it's
They
all
don't know how to talk to
this
people.
bullshit.
How old are you?
I'm 42.
Okay, 42. All right, so I'm 47.
Okay.
So like, I would go to the club and meet people. I go to class. Man, I picked very strategically where I sat in my college classes.
Yeah.
Right. So we met each other face to face. Right. We met each other at parties. Right. Like you have a friend, and that friend invites friends over. Hell, my ex-wife, I dated 3 of her friends before she and I ever got together.
Yeah.
right? But she saw me get broken up with, or
Mm-hmm.
no, she saw me in fucked up relationships
Yeah.
and
Sure.
breaking up, right? And how I acted through all that. So like, talk about a litmus test, right?
Mm-hmm.
But so now the overwhelming majority of relationships begin online,
Yeah.
right? Through those virtual spaces.
I've done it.
And it's vicious. That's one of my favorite subs I look at on Reddit is Am I Overreacting?
Yeah, I'm subscribed to that one.
And
Yeah.
I generally know, like 98% of the time, no, you're not.
Am I the asshole?
Am I the asshole?
Yeah.
No, you're not. No,
Generally not.
I feel that because I recently got single and I've been going out with my bros. I'm like, damn, I got to relearn how to talk to women. Like, I don't know how to talk to women.
Right.
Like, it's so easy just to DM them after you see
I've
them.
been
Like,
trying to
I
coach
saw
you.
at the bar. But now it's like really fun for me because I feel like that's more natural. It excused me for bringing my religion into this, but I'm like, well, this is the way God intended it for me to do. Let's go talk to that woman in person and try to raise her up in person. It feels more natural to me.
Yeah.
When I'm on that, it feels like doesn't feel right.
Me
Personally.
and Roy have a mutual friend, and I won't say his name, but he, you'll know who I'm talking about as soon as he's like, I don't go out and talk to the women. I let them come to me.
Well,
and he's
him.
tall. He's got long curly hair. He wears a cowboy hat, and he's
And his name is
yeah, he's a very approachable guy. He's a very approachable guy, and I've kind of taken that attitude.
he was coaching me.
This woman that I've been hanging out with, she met me. She came up to me because she liked the song I did at karaoke, and we kind of bonded over that. But it's one of those things where I think like the I don't know, the online dating is not how shit should happen because it's like
it doesn't feel like
there's so many more guys than there are women because women have guys approaching them in public, sliding into their DMs. That's why you see a lot more guys out than you do women. Dick pics. Yeah, I've never sent an unsolicited dick pic in my life.
When I got divorced, right?
Yeah.
So my wife and I now we helped each other get divorced.
Yeah.
Right? And like there was a little bit as soon as
Sure.
I got separated from my ex-wife, I started talking to my wife.
Right.
Now, right? So like there was very like zero transition almost. And I make no apologies because I got 3 healthy boys, right? And we got a beautiful relationship.
That's
right?
awesome.
But like I had some females who were like, hey, what's going on? We want to hang out sometime. But like I had 5 or 6 of those gals who hit me up, right? And I was like, it feels good, right?
Sure.
It feels good to be wanted, right?
hell yeah.
I did not have any vag pictures sent to me. Right?
No,
Really
they don't do that.
Yeah,
Lip clips.
That's disgusting.
But my wife, she got dick pics.
Yeah.
As soon as people heard that she was getting divorced,
Yeah,
She got
no,
some.
my
Unsolicited.
ex-wife
So-
was getting guys.
Unsolicited.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
yeah, always.
That's a fucking
It's a crime now.
like even if I'm in a relationship and she asks for it, I can't do it. Like that.
Just find one, Google one, and
it's all
send
about
it
the
to
angle,
you.
man. It's
I
all
know
about the
my
angle.
I know my age. Like I grew up in this era where it was like people were getting in trouble for this shit and all that. Like I've never even taken a picture of my dick.
Really?
Hell no.
You didn't wake up one morning and you're pitching a tent and you're like, he looks good today. Never? Oh, well, I have.
You haven't drawn a smiley face on it.
No, because I'm scared I might put it on my story.
Get
I'm like,
get
fuck
drunk
this
and you
shit.
put it on Instagram. That's funny.
No, man, I don't.
Legitimate fear right there. 21st century fear.
Right now, it seems
I've got some clout right now, man. I can't fucking
There
around.
you go.
You know?
Yeah, don't do it.
it seems to me, just from friends that I have that are LGBTQ, a lot of them get into relationships younger and even get into long-term relationships, get married younger than a lot of straight people. It seems like.
Is that because of
I
scarcity?
don't know about any.
It may be in this community.
And
in
I don't know
Lubbock.
about any statistics on
Yeah,
that.
I'm sure
So
there's just
I know,
observations on my part.
Yeah, I know of people getting into those relationships,
Mm-hmm.
and like having that space to be able to do that,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
of course, if you think about younger folks, like even up to 18, 20 years old, there's still a lot of identity work. That's
there
happening,
is.
like figuring out.
I just figured out who I am and I'm 28.
Man, it's a journey, right? And you're not going to be the same person tomorrow, right?
Yeah,
like
true.
that's what's really
I don't
cool,
wanna be.
man. That's yeah, you shouldn't.
Yeah.
That's I knew a guy who he's like we were talking about some band. He's like, oh man, their second album sucks. I wish they'd just do the first one again. Yeah, I'm like, that sounds like
No
hell.
way. Yeah. Yeah, that's
But
sophomore
that
slump. Yeah.
evolving. So maybe that's part of that freedom they're experiencing.
That could be.
and it is a market, right? I mean, it's fishing, right? I mean, hey man, have some lures out there in the water. You know, you ain't gonna catch nothing. You don't put a lure in the water, and then it's. I mean, it's when you think about race and religion and all this that makes smaller that pond in which we fish for potential mates and partners, right? All that. I mean, you're talking about some pretty small ponds there.
What if I told you
West
this?
Texas.
As I've gotten older, that I actually want a woman that I'm going to marry to have kids with to be, I prefer Mexican, from West Texas or Texas, actually, Catholic.
What about Austin?
Well, you know, there's a lot of beautiful Mexican Catholics over there, but I prefer that.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm limiting my pool, but like, is that bad?
I think part of that's socialization, right? So that's one of the big terms in sociology. Socialization is the messages that we're taught about like what is beautiful. What should a relationship look like? You know, is it supposed to be love? Is it supposed to be fighting and fucking? Is it who's supposed to initiate, right? At what age? When do you have babies, right? Before or after you get married? So all these layers to it. And when we're in when we get out of high school, get into college, a lot of time we date more widely, right? Like, in college, I had crushes on every type of female that I was around, man. Hell, there was one gal, she sat behind me in class. She always came in late. I wrote poems about her.
Oh, wow.
Poems.
This is why you had a 1.7
but
GPA.
I never looked at her.
So you just got her out of the peripheral.
Man, she smelled so good. I just smelled her.
Smelling is important, bro.
So good.
I can still smell gin. I
good.
love smell.
And
The olfactory.
and I thought, man, if I turn around and look, it may not be. It may not be what I hoped, right? And I was dating a girl at the time, so. But it was miserable. She was a filthy alcoholic. And,
That's the worst.
God bless you. I hope you're doing okay.
yeah, she had a couple kids back then. Now she's got, I think, 8.
Ooh.
Ain't none of them mine.
That's good.
That's a good
good.
So,
Yeah.
but
It's like you're saying, everything's so fucking complex.
man, it is. It's
It's really interesting to think about.
Yeah, there's so much complexity now. But the thing is, life is. It's like you blow it up, right? And that's what I do a lot in my classes is I want students to understand how these situations that they've taken for granted, how they're much more complex than what they usually perceive them to be, right? But then we take it back down to these human truths, right? Like we talk about racial stuff, ethnic stuff, gender stuff, religious stuff, and so much of it is people stuff, just viewed through these different lenses, right? Like I was told that gay guys were out to get me. Right, like that's when I was young. Gay guys are out to get you. They're gonna try to convert you.
Wow.
Right, and then I took a class over.
I've heard this.
Yeah, I took a class over at SPC with this guy, and we both dropped the class because we were getting fucked up.
Yeah.
But
was that something they were teaching in classes?
No,
okay,
no,
all right.
No,
Sorry.
no, this was it's a cultural message.
Yeah,
right?
this is something you hear from people in the community.
Yeah. So it went in churches too, especially like it's contagious. That's why they want to know about like a gay gene, right? It's to turn it off
and
on
also
and
back
stuff.
in the 80s, you know, they called the gay plague, you know, AIDS was the gay plague. It's something it's something the CIA didn't create it. It's something, but
Don't get me started on this, bro.
But I mean, not to get off on it, but I mean, Ronald Reagan very, very famously did not address the AIDS epidemic during when he should have.
Yeah. So
you can prosecute Fauci.
Yeah. So this guy, he never hit on me.
Really?
We hung out. We go out to the club. We go to
Sure.
parties.
Yeah. You're his friend.
Damn, that rules.
We get ready together, right? And I was like, oh, well, like, you know, I have long, beautiful hair. I conditioned and you know, and shampooed and all in the proper order.
Lather, rinse, repeat.
That's it. Hey, man. But and so I started thinking, like, what other lies have I been told? Right?
I got you.
And so it's like promiscuity. Like gay guys don't want to get married, right? Like they just want to fuck. They just want to fuck everything that moves. I'm like, well, I know a bunch of heterosexual dudes that are pretty much the same way.
Yeah,
right?
very much so.
And then there are some people who are very committed. So coming back to what you were talking about earlier, some people who are very committed. Like I'm a relationship person. I've always been a serial monogamist, right? Like I've had I had my times when I was trying to be a player, and I don't have the emotional energy for that, right? I had the ego, I think, at one point, but not the
Right.
energy or the. I ain't that suave. I'm not that. I'm not a player. Right?
I did an open. Me and my ex-wife had an open thing for a while, and it's exhausting. Being in one long-term relationship and then like dating other women. It just is. It is exhausting being, with multiple people. It's crazy.
I would think so.
It's exhausting being with one.
It is. It can be. It can be.
Especially if it's not the right.
Well, when
one.
you're not getting your needs met in one relationship, that's a whole other can of worms to open. But we can talk about that later.
Let's table this conversation. I need to take a break.
It's brewery in Texas.
Shout out to my boy St. Arnold. Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is
Actually,
that the IPA that just smells like weed?
No, hell
Oh,
no.
okay.
He saved people during the plague by giving them beer.
Oh.
He became a saint.
Yeah, because water was contaminated.
Yeah. So that's the oldest brewery in Texas, I believe.
How old is it?
So I think that's right. Yeah, Texas' oldest craft beer. I'm sorry,
Oldest craft
brewery.
beer.
Yeah.
Because the Spetzel Brewery is the
Ew.
oldest.
Ew,
Yeah.
gay.
Yeah.
Your other beer there.
Yeah. Yeah, I have never been to the original.
I've never been to
It's on
Shiner,
my bucket
Texas
list,
either.
man.
Yeah,
It's on
same.
my bucket list. So me and my brother were down. We were at a teaching conference because my brother teaches at Texas State.
In San Marcos? Cool.
Austin Community College, right? Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Also, my mom taught at SPC, and my uncle taught at SPC.
Oh, wow. So you got some pedigree to
And
you.
we all taught human sexuality.
Huh.
We've been on sex panels together.
That's
Like
crazy.
sex ed panels. Yeah.
Nice.
That's crazy. So what do you think about queefs, Mom?
So is squirt just pee?
Shut up.
It is. Yeah. It's your.
I strongly disagree.
It is.
He's the expert. Why
Well, Jason Cave has got a great joke. He's like, yeah, and Kool-Aid is mostly water. That doesn't mean I'm not going to drink it.
No, I'm just gonna jump right into what I've been wanting to ask you.
Oh, shit. You've been
So-
beating around the bush, dude.
Rattlesnake Roy, purveyor of truth and freedom. Believe what you want, do what you want. What if I told you I believe there's only two genders?
Biologically speaking.
How do you
So-
approach this
So
in your
even biologically, that's not the case.
Oh, really? Okay. I mean, there's
so let's start
intersex.
there. All right.
Okay.
So because biology, I teach using the biopsychosocial approach,
Okay.
right? In that we got a biological existence, psychological, sociological.
Okay.
Right. Social.
Makes sense.
So biologically, if I'm male, what are my chromosomes?
XY?
If somebody's female,
XX.
but what about X blank?
It's a,
X blank is Turner syndrome.
Okay.
it's a hermaphrodite.
That's no.
Oh.
No. So that's when we start talking about intersexuality.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Intersex folks.
Yeah.
And generally we don't put an ED on the end of things. Like we talk about transgender, not transgendered.
Yeah.
Right. So again, what I was saying is I don't do PC. Fuck PC. Political correctness, we don't talk about anything. I do respect. Right.
Amen.
So, and I want my class, and I want SPC to be a space for all people, right? Regardless of your political affiliation, right? As long as you don't want to do harm to anybody else.
I hate
that's
that
cool.
that's a political thing,
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be.
Well, no, and so, yeah, we ought to be able to have these conversations, right? I was at a conference last week, and they said, we had a speaker who's like, I'm going to talk to you about how to have tough conversations. I'm like, motherfucker, you don't know what I do every day.
Been having them.
I actually resent that.
I call that a Tuesday. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that? So we got X blank, right? And then we got XXY. And then we got XYY, right? And then we got pentasemy 5, which is XXX. It's XXXXX.
Okay.
So chromosomally, genetically, we are not just X. We are not just XX and XY.
Debunked.
There is variation. Look it up, right?
No,
So-
I'm saying I'm debunked.
Oh yeah,
saying what I just said.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's so like that whole God doesn't make mistakes. That's what I believe. Like
I believe that too.
I use the term. I
truly
still
believe that.
identify with the term Christian. Although I really like. I was talking with a homeboy of mine, and he's Jewish. He's fairly Orthodox, right? And he lived here in West Texas. I said, so like, how Orthodox can you be? You know, like, what's your Saturday look like? You got somebody that comes and turns on lights for you, sends your text for you, or whatever. He said, we've tried to follow as many rules as we can. That's why we call it Jewish.
That's good.
I like the term Christianish.
That's a good joke.
Well, and there's a comedian, Pete Holmes, because there's cult people that I'm culturally Jewish. I'm not culturally Christian. I would say I'm culturally Christian. Sunday is a day of rest. It's I mean I'll do shit
like
on
Easter,
Sunday.
Christmas.
Yeah,
that shit.
I celebrate I'll do shit with my
As
family.
opposed to Saturday. Right?
Yeah, as opposed to the Sabbath. But at the same time, I go to church every Sunday? Fuck no.
Why you gotta say it like that?
Hell no. But but if you grow up in a Christian household, it's part of your culture. It's part of your story, even if you don't practice and believe it. So I'm culturally Christian is something, and I mean America is culturally a Christian nation, culturally, not religiously.
So right off the bat, there's 5 different variations of chromosome, like you just said, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that idea of like
That makes a gender?
And that's no. So that's biological sex or sex assigned at birth, right? So then we get into all the let's see off the top of my head. So there's one called congenital adrenal hyperplasia. This is
Heard of that.
This is hormonal. So this is when you have a baby that's XX, right? Or not a baby, a fetus.
Okay.
Because just like you got lava, right? You got magma below the surface, and then when it comes out, it is lava.
Okay.
Okay. So when that life form is inside, when it's in parasitic form still, right? We call that a blastocyst, an embryo, a fetus. Okay. Then once it comes out, right?
Baby.
It's a baby. Okay. So with congenital adrenal hyperplasia, CAH for short, this is where you have a genetically female embryo that's exposed to a disproportionately high level of testosterone in the womb, and it masculinizes the fetus. So when she's born, she comes out right with an outie. And I'm not talking about the belly button. I'm talking about several inches lower. Right.
Okay.
She comes out with a big clit.
Okay.
With an enlarged clitoris, because somewhere between like 6 and 10 weeks, that's when gonadal differentiation occurs.
Okay.
Right? So what would become the ovaries, if you got XY, they descend and become the testicles.
So we
And
started off as women?
So, well, no, not necessarily women, but like more feminine.
Yeah. Okay.
Baby boys are tough, right? Baby boys are
Not
more
him.
likely to die from sudden infant death syndrome.
Okay.
Because the energy goes to the development of the penis instead of internal organs. Internal organs of male babies, newborns, are less developed than females.
Is this why girls enter puberty sooner than boys?
No, part of it is about reproductivity.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like a nature.
Yeah, well, like they need to be ready, right? Like it's
That's weird.
Yeah. So it's about
Interesting.
reproduction.
Okay.
Right, yeah. And
So
we look at like some species, maybe tendencies that have happened over
Right.
millennia.
Yeah.
How this female that's born with this, how rare is that?
Man,
I don't know how many women big
It's-
clits have
it's-
you been with.
yeah.
Never,
so, like,
never.
So what's the difference between a micro penis and
The one
an
2
enlarged?
Saturdays ago?
Yeah, what's the difference between a micro penis and an enlarged clit?
I would say gender identity of the person
Well, you
who's
don't-
carrying it.
You don't pee out a clit.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. No, you
Jesus
don't.
Christ.
So what
Contrary to what dumbasses believe.
what I love and even a penis that's born, not all penis, like, so I always use this as an example of a penis, but like the piping underneath, right? So there's times when the penis, when a child is born, when that's not all closed up, okay, like they got to do some cosmetic surgery and like suture that up. Otherwise, you have exposed pipes.
Oh, shit.
Like urethra.
So, yeah.
No
Urethra
way.
and blood vessels and things like
Wow,
that. Right? Yeah,
okay.
because that's development takes a lot of energy, right? And you've got all these chromosomes that are telling all these cells how to divide and what to do, right? So I want to go back to this gonadal differentiation, though. So when the ovaries come down and become testicles, or what would have become ovaries, become testicles, the labia fuse, and that becomes a scrotum. And here's how you know.
Yeah.
So, all right, when it gets cold, the cremaster muscle causes the scrot, right?
Shrinkage.
Shrinkage, right? Okay. Shrinkage, yeah.
Kinda going
Seinfeld.
back in your body.
So, but not the dick, right? This is the
Sure,
scrot
sure.
here. So, and it's like Ruffles potato chips, right?
Yeah.
You know how your testicles, right? Your scrotum gets like rough, right? Oh, it gets like ridges,
yep,
right?
yep.
But then down the center, so it gets these ridges. But down the center,
The line.
there's a line. That's where the labia fused.
Oh, wow.
That's the
Deep
scar
fuck.
tissue.
I never knew that.
Right? And then what would have been the clit enlarges and becomes the penis. Because the clit is the feel good spot, right? Just like the head of
I didn't know that.
The tip of the penis, right? Yeah, that's far too common. Far too common. That's why I think everybody ought to take the human sexuality class that I teach.
Sounds like your shit.
Everybody, just because the basics, the basic building blocks for sexuality.
You're like the mayor, but for sexuality. You're teaching us.
I'm
shit.
the mayor of fuck.
Mayor of Fucktown.
You're teaching us. I'm just saying, like, most people don't know basic civics. Most people don't know basic human shit.
Like we know fucking, right?
Yeah.
And hell, or sometimes we think we know fucking, right?
Yeah, obviously.
But I had a student who
Sometimes no.
failed sex class 4 times.
Had 7 kids.
God damn, so even when it comes to being born as a male or a female or whatever else, it's even that more complex.
Okay, right. So we'll go back to what you're talking about. So the doctor catches, but you got no huevos, no balls, but you got this large, well, I call it like chapstick, right? Packing chapstick. So you got this essentially like pinky-sized clit. And so what they do is cosmetic surgery. They reduce the size of the clitoris.
Right off the bat.
Yeah. So typically, and it's because it's a social thing, though.
Yeah.
It's because like, well, what will her husband want, or what will
wow.
what will other people think?
That's fucked up.
Right? Yeah. Because like, what if somebody has a big clit? Is that a bad thing? Like, first of all, that's just a big feel good spot, right?
Sure,
and
yeah.
second, really first, somebody might be able to find it. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
like Rattlesnake.
I did not. My dad's sex talk with me, first thing he told me was, don't turn it down. No, he said, don't get into nothing you can't wash off with water. All right, which that's no good. And then he told me, don't turn it down, turn it over.
Oh, Jesus.
Now, I was a virgin until after I graduated high school.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. And I don't regret that. Yeah.
23, man.
That's right. Lots of girlfriends, not much action.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Well, yeah.
So then we've got androgen insensitivity syndrome. Okay. So androgens, like you hear on the radio or on YouTube, right? The latest in male androgens,
Yeah.
right? So testosterone treatment, right? Which were real cool if somebody's like 40 and their dick doesn't get hard anymore, or they're losing muscle mass. We're cool with hormone therapy there.
Yeah, them transing out.
But not with a trans person, right? So
Same thing.
so androgen sensitivity syndrome, that's where you've got somebody who's XY, but their body does not react to the testosterone in utero. So they
Interesting.
develop as a female, even though they internally have male sex organs.
Wow.
Now hermaphrodites, very rare. So that whole like, go fuck yourself, right? Like having a working penis and vagina, right?
Yeah,
or
that's
especially like
not common.
uterus and all that.
Yeah.
That's so uncommon that I don't discuss it in class, really.
Yeah, it's
Right?
an outlier.
I give a tip of the cap to you may have heard this. That's something that other people like to talk about. Here, we're going to talk about the actual shit that is like 1 in 5,000 people, 1 in 10,000, 1 in 100,000 people.
Okay.
Right. So like there's lots of intersex folks out there. A lot of intersex folks out there, but who don't know because they can reproduce.
Right.
Or sometimes people don't know until they have fertility issues, and then they go to the doctor. It's like, why? It's like, well, there's things going on with your chromosomes.
Okay. So that's the first one.
So that is the differentiation of biological sex. Like we are like snowflakes. We are. I mean, hell, dicks come all
Damn,
the way
I thought
from,
it was as simple as just 2.
Nah, dicks come for all the way from 2 inches to 13 inches, right? And we talk about that a lot, but we don't talk about vaginal depth, which is also a thing. Right?
No.
So I mean, clit size, breast size, booty size on all people, right? It's
all different.
There's so much variation, right? Men get breast cancer.
Yeah.
It
Men
takes-
can get yeast infections.
I think I've got that before.
Yeah.
Some antibiotics will clear that up.
So
You drink too
you're
much
talking
beer,
about
that's
this.
what you're doing.
Another sip of that.
Sure, man.
Can I have one more of your
Like this.
beers?
Yes, absolutely.
You're gonna have to stay later. We're gonna keep going.
Yeah, I'm
we'll go
I
like
can,
30 more minutes.
Yeah, I can go another 20, 30.
So this is like you said, the first layer.
I'll let the lady know.
So
that
now you want to talk about gender.
We were talking about, but you mentioned
No, that was sex. That was biological sex.
Okay, now we're
we
at
hadn't even
gender.
got to gender. So gender is broken into separate parts. So like we talk about gender roles, right? Like that's the expectations for men and women. Like how are men supposed to act? How are women supposed to
And
act?
the older
right?
I get, the more I like kind of follow that almost.
What do you mean? Like traditional?
Yeah, almost. Because
Yeah.
I'm like,
Well,
yeah,
again, we
like,
tend
you
to
know,
come back to the
you know,
way we were
you know,
raised.
like a
We tend to
lady.
come back to it.
Like I believe in women doing what they want to do. And well, actually, you know what? No, like not traditional, but I'm like, I like to cook.
Yeah.
Let me cook.
that
you
has
do the
nothing to do with
dishes.
gender.
Gender roles.
Okay, so
Okay,
think
roles,
about cooking,
yeah.
like, and if people,
But also, I'm just saying, like, I want to be like a protector. I want to be a provider.
Yeah.
Does not mean I don't think you shouldn't have a job or
yeah,
you should.
Well-
But I also would like for you to. I want to be like so successful that you can stay home and watch kids.
oh, that'd be nice.
Right?
Yeah, both my wives made way more money than I do.
And my girlfriend at the time made a whole lot more money than me, so I get it. But you know, it's just like I think that I guess you're right. It
Here's
just sticks where like
here's
where
something
you're at home,
that
right?
men whose wives make more than they do, they have a higher than average rate of erectile dysfunction.
Well,
I don't want to hear that, sir.
so okay,
So, but
get
that,
back to gender, right?
but that only relates back to gender roles because if your identity is tied to I've got to make more money or I'm not the man,
Oh, yeah.
then it hurts your dick. But if you're a feminist,
It gets hard as fuck.
not a fucking
I just have a
problem.
role. I
Thinking
just
about that fat paycheck.
But
I
I'm
just
not,
have a problem with these labels. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
man, I'm a feminist. I'm an ally. I don't feel like I need to tell people like that, and I don't need
no,
to.
and
You know,
I don't think you have to either. I
But-
think like labels are useful in terms of communicating.
Yeah, I get
like
you.
where you at? Where am I at? You know, and we, if we need to figure out things like what really freed me from all the homophobia and transphobia was understanding that my thing is my thing. Your thing is your thing, and your thing does not impact my thing at all. Like you don't change me. And now, if we want to do something with our things, whoever that may be, now moving away from you and I as examples, right? But if we want to do something with our things together, then we got to figure stuff out, right?
Right.
Like I had a friend of mine who was like, "Hey, I was hooking up with this girl, right?" And then like figured out, you know, she came out and said, "Hey, and I just want to let you know I'm trans," and right, and then you know they hooked up.
Don't look at me.
Then you know, and it was. I mean, he said it was an interesting experience. I learned a lot about myself.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, no, it's.
I don't know.
Actually, a former student.
I don't know
of
if
mine.
I'm going to cut this part out, but I want to ask you about this
What's up?
because the reason I was looking at him.
That's
And,
fine.
and we hold on. Just let me tell it before
Okay.
we get. You know, I'm not going to tell your part.
Okay, it's fine.
I hooked up with a trans woman a couple weeks ago. And I felt after it was all said and done, and I'm respectful. You're here. I think you think I'm cool. I like you. I felt as if nothing below the pants had happened. But I felt as if that was, once that was about to start happening or just a little before, this person should have told me.
Yeah, so I'm about
I
transparency.
think I should have known
Right.
because I never got it until like context clues, and then if he wants to tell his story, he could tell me. Tell me.
Yeah. So I'm about
feel like I should've known.
transparency,
I
right?
won't.
Like with an assignment. If I give a student an assignment, or if I give my kids a chore, right? Like I want transparency. I want them to understand why they're doing this. What are the rules? Like because consent, right? It's all about consent. Do you agree to be in this situation, right? And that's where like
And I did until, you know, afterwards it was like, that was cool. I had fun. Not for me, but, and I felt violated.
yeah.
Weirdly
Yeah.
violated because I didn't know.
There was alcohol involved.
Yeah.
There
I
was.
can
And I
understand
put myself in that position. I'm not blaming nobody. Respect to this person. Again, we had a good time.
Yeah.
But if I had known, I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, I think that's okay because
Yeah.
you get to make like thinking about attraction because there's some people who are attracted to folks just because they're trans.
Right.
I think it's scoliophilia.
Oh.
There's a
So
word for
that's
it.
oh man, you want to know the words?
Interesting.
I got the words. Right? So it's like whatever. So and the general rule is whatever scares the shit out of somebody, phobia. There's also the philia. Right.
Philia is like a love for it.
love
Oh, okay.
versus
Like,
phobia, fear. Right. So like
Okay.
coprophobia or like the fear of poop. Well, there's other people that want to be shit on.
Yeah,
right?
coprophagia,
Right.
coprophilia, yeah.
Pedophilia. Like,
Yeah. Well, now that one. So
All
now
right,
that
never
was
mind.
also talking about orientation there as well. Right now, that's different than. So like they want to say like, oh, we're just like the LGBT folks. Fuck that.
No,
right?
it's
it's
a
all
consent.
about consent.
Yes.
Consent. Right. I was kind of thinking about like, when am I going to say that's not going to get me fired? Right.
Sure.
One of the things that I was thinking back on, one of the greatest teachers I ever had told me that in life there's a time and place for everything. I believe that to an extent of consent.
Right.
Everybody's got to be able to consent and consenting. Right. And consent has to be. It's not consent if it can't be taken back at any point. Like somebody saying, "I'm out."
Yeah.
Like I was cool until right now, until I figured out that somebody's trans. Then now I'm out, right? Like that's just not where I'm at in my journey. Like, so
that's how I felt.
yeah, and that's legitimate, right? And so that's where like I'm not about calling like, oh, you're a transphobe, or like that. I don't think that.
But it wasn't coming from a place of hate. I just was not about it.
Again, yeah, you want to know the situation. It's just like if you're going to be with somebody and they have HPV, you want to know, right?
Right.
You want to know. Like,
That's a good comparison. Yeah.
yeah, I had a buddy who he had HIV, right? And the first time I met him, we were in San Angelo, and I was with this gal. She was a friend of mine. Her name was Kiki. She was from Bulgaria, right?
Oh.
And she's bisexual, right? And she hadn't been in town too long, but she had a couple ex-girlfriends already. And so one day she says, "Brant, you want to go get a beer?" I was like, "Yeah, let's go get a beer, man." She said, "Okay, we're gonna go to this place called Metropolis." I was like, "I don't know what the fuck that is. I'm new in town, like, but let's do it." So she says that it's an alternative friendly bar, which is gay bar, right, at the time.
Metropolitan, Metropolis, that has been code for, because metropolitan churches are generally LGBTQ friendly churches.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right?
didn't know that.
MCC over on the university, right?
Yep, yep,
Absolutely.
yep.
So I'm like, cool. I said, hey, just don't leave me alone in these, immediately. Let me get the lay of the land. I do threat assessment. Anytime I go into a bar, I do threat assessment, right?
Okay.
Because I grew up as a long hair guy going into cowboy bars.
Makes sense.
Oh,
Right.
I gotcha.
So, or Tejano bars, right? Being the only white guy there, right? So it's, hey,
Gotta be careful.
fuck out. I'm here for it, man. I've had a good time, Then there's been other times where I got the fuck out, right? Because I read the room, right? So we sit down, and Kiki's ex-girlfriend comes and asks her to dance, right? And I was like, hey, she's like, Brant, can I dance? I was like, girl, you ain't gotta ask me, right? Like, go ahead. And so she's dancing, right? And I was checking her out because I had a crush on her. And it was this real romantic song that went something like, to the windows, to the walls,
Oh, no,
to
that
the
one.
sweat runs
Yep.
down my balls,
Yep,
right?
that
Okay.
one.
All right. So across the way, this guy, this like light-skinned black dude, salt and pepper hair, pulled back in a little ponytail. How much time we got? We good?
Oh, no. I was just.
Oh, we can keep going. I don't know if
no,
he's
no.
got to leave.
I'll leave in like 15.
So this light-skinned black dude, salt and pepper hair, pulled back in a ponytail, glasses, button-up shirt, long-sleeve button-up shirt, right? It's tucked in a little too high, right? He wraps his leg around a pole and starts humping this pole.
Oh, wow.
Like
Cool.
locked eyes with me, right? And of course, I sat with my back to the wall, right? Still, I was like, I was sitting there drinking my Bud Light back in the day, right? Before I learned to drink good beer. And, and so there's 3 poles in between me and him, right? And he humps his way over to me.
Nice.
Just getting it. Each one of those poles. Like never breaks fucking eye contact, man. And so this motherfucker.
God.
He's like, I got to take a drink real quick. He comes up to me and he says, my name's Ron. What's your name? I said, my name's Brant. He said, Brant, I don't give a damn if you gay or you straight. We can get down. We can have a good time. I said, well, sit the fuck down, Ron. Let's do some shots. Right?
Oh, God.
Like, I was talking about Riz, man. Like, he had the
Riz.
approach, right? He had the approach. So he sat down. And we had some drinks, right?
Yeah.
And then here in a minute, he's like, okay, I got to go. I was like, well, later, Ron. And so this place down in San Angelo, they had free pool and cheap drinks.
Okay.
I love shooting pool.
Yeah.
Love shooting pool. So I was there, man. And I could go in there wearing my kilt and my wife beater shirt, right?
Sure,
You
yeah.
know? and go in there. And people bought me drinks.
You didn't look out of
Right?
place.
I had long hair, right? Yeah, didn't nobody give me no shit. They're just like, oh, girl, like, or guy, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Because again, like these gender, right? Like somebody come up, they tell you one thing, right? And you'd be like, all right, this is who I am. And but he was like my gay Batman.
Gay Batman.
Gay
Yeah, that
Batman, right? All
rules.
right, so because down in have y'all ever been down to San Angelo?
I've been there a few times.
Just a
Okay.
few
It's
times,
Real,
yeah.
real military town.
It's a fucking great town, though, but it's also got this like liberal thing
Oh,
going
okay,
on.
cool.
And it's got the oil field, right? And then it's
Yeah.
got the cattle stuff. So in the college is huge.
It's like a mini Lubbock.
Right. So
Yeah.
so there's it's kind of like the Austin of West Texas. It's much more liberal than, especially compared to Midland, Odessa. You know?
Yeah, very much
but
so.
even more so than Lubbock, right? So so these ranchers would come in,
Mm-hmm.
right? And like a wedding ring in a gay bar, that means like no attachments, right?
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Maybe you
that.
get a little piece, huh?
So yeah, get a little strange on the side.
DL.
Looking for that duke, right? so they come in, right? And of course, these guys, they come in their cowboy hats, right?
Sure.
And everything, and beards, and see me with that long hair, right? And tattoos and earrings and stuff. And they'd be like, hey, baby. And out of nowhere, Ron was swinging like, shh, bitches, this motherfucker loves vagina.
Oh, God
Like, he
damn
don't
it.
want any of your shit. and I tell the bartender, I was like, hey, buy Ron a drink. And Ron
Yeah.
like, that's right, bitches. And
Fuck, Ron
so
rules.
he did, man. He
Okay,
did.
so bringing that back, so that's where sexuality meets gender. He
was super femme.
correct me. He was femme, but was he using his race to intimidate these white guys?
Oh,
no,
Doesn't
no.
sound
It
like
was
he
just.
was not that black
He
dude.
just-
Oh no. Okay. I was just curious.
He was just gay?
He was skinny black dude. And like he had gotten cut out of his family
For being
because
gay.
that like white
Sure.
folks
You
are,
talking
are
about
more,
minorities, right?
are more liberal, right? And that's where we start talking about this overlap, right?
Yeah.
So being white and gay, you're less likely to get kicked out of your family. He had been kicked
Yeah.
out of his family, so when I went back down to, so I graduated from Angelo State in 2004.
Okay.
And me and my ex-wife, we got together that next August. We were together. So Valentine's Day of 2005, excuse me, we ran a Mustang, right? And we're going to go back down there and go party and shit.
You
So
little
hell yeah.
motherfuckers.
So you need some air in that soccer ball. Just kick it.
Funny.
So we go back to town, right? And I don't know if y'all have ever gone back to some place that used to hang out and party.
Sure,
Right? But like,
yeah.
we kicked open fucking doors, man.
Yeah.
Like fucking shots, you know.
Yeah.
Belligerently drinking, right? And so we go back into Metropolis, right? And I was like, hey, you know. And there was this group of lesbian gals, and it like hanging out with the gay guys was not a problem. I had long,
Yeah.
pretty hair,
Sure.
killed, right? They're like, oh yeah. So you know, them it wasn't a problem. The lesbian gals, it was tough because
worst.
I had to convince them that I was not trying to be like the meat in their lesbian sandwich. I
Right.
did not have some like hetero three-way
Yeah.
fantasy, right? I just want to be friends and get fucked up and talk
Sure.
to people and have a good time,
Yeah.
right? Like this is what I love. I love
Oh,
building,
yeah, we
building
talked
bridges.
about it earlier.
Yeah,
Right, building
it's the
bridges.
best.
That's what my life is about. Even more than teaching. Teaching is a product of that bridge building, right? And so me and my ex-wife, we sat down and I was like, hey, you know, where's so-and-so at? And they're like, oh, he'll be here. You know, I was like, where's so-and-so? You know, like he don't come around because he's pissed at somebody. And then, sorry.
Oh, you're good.
And then I said, where's Ron at? Right. And they got quiet.
Oh,
So Ron was HIV positive
God damn it.
and Ron had died.
Damn, you made me
He'd
cry.
died.
I hate to
Right.
hear
Yeah.
that, man.
So, but, and one of my friends, she
Ah,
said,
solid
she
bro,
said,
man.
she said, but I was there and I held his hand. Like when he took his last breath.
I'm glad
right?
he had somebody with him.
Yeah, me too, because he made me a better Christian. He made me a better father.
Yeah.
He made me damn sure made me a better teacher, right? Because he made HIV real to me. Because when I was a kid, it was just this boogeyman, right? This
Yeah.
gay boogeyman
Sure.
that was out to get you, right? Or if you shot up, or you know, or if you're from Haiti. Right,
Yeah,
if you're Haitian,
yeah.
you know, so it's like that was it.
Yeah.
But like he allowed me to ask, like, how do you get down?
Yeah.
Right? Because I saw him take people home from the club.
Sure. Yeah.
And so I was able to ask him, like, what do you do? He's like, oh, I got a bunch of pornos. We all jack off.
Oh, okay. See, I was never. That's interesting because I've always wondered how when people are HIV positive, because I know two people that are HIV positive, there's a lot of strains of HIV.
So you can swap strains,
so
right?
Yeah, and it can
different.
intensify. Yeah. It can intensify there.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a
So
good dude. Though.
I'll share real quick. So when I was in elementary, junior high, like 12, 13, we had two people that I knew via my family. One of my mom's cousins was gay, and Mark, he had, Larry, he was HIV positive, and then died in the mid 90s. And then there was a family friend, Mark, that I just assumed that if you were gay, you had AIDS. Like, and that's this weird thing that I'm like, oh, well, if two gay men have sex with each other, AIDS just happens. No one explained it to me. That's, I didn't know.
Makes AIDS.
Yeah, gay sex equals AIDS. That's what I thought.
Yeah,
no one told me
makes
that.
sense, yeah.
No one told me that.
Yeah.
It's just an assumption. I didn't watch Philadelphia when it came out.
Oh, hell no. Yeah.
I didn't watch that till I was, a
Can
little
I ask
older.
you though, on like a scientific level though?
Yeah.
Get homosexual relations is highly more transmissible.
So it's
Like in the I don't want to
not so that's only male because
Yeah, yeah.
when we're talking
That's
about
what I mean.
anal. So
Yeah, they get
so
bucked.
like
Tearing.
Yeah.
So like the anus is not does not facilitate a reception of penetration as readily as the vagina does. You like that academic?
It feels
shit, right?
good. It just
But I was
doesn't.
just like, I was thinking
hey,
because that's why it happens
So
almost more
it's
prevalent
the
in gay
tearing,
people,
right? Yeah, and actually, like in World War One, they had all these advertisements about watch out for pickup girls, good time girls, right? They spread VD.
Oh,
right? So that was the
venereal
term back then,
disease.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because we had so many soldiers that were out that could not fight in World War One because of VD.
Wow.
Not
Heard about
shrapnel,
this, yeah.
right? So they would give Jimmy hats. They would give condoms
Yeah.
to the soldiers, right?
They were literally made of rubber. That's why they called them rubbers.
Yeah. So
Couldn't feel a damn thing.
Goodyear. Yeah, Goodyear. Who makes tires, right? That's vulcanization, right?
Oh,
of rubber,
interesting.
right?
I didn't know Goodyear made condoms.
And then we start coming into the latex. Literally, get the pun
Right.
coming
Yeah.
into latex.
yeah.
Y'all almost was.
And then you got sheepskin.
Those suck.
Yeah. So, but so like now I talk about external and internal condoms, not male and female.
Right.
Because
right,
not
right.
everybody who's got a dick identifies as male. Right?
Sure,
Not
yeah,
everybody
yeah,
who's
yeah.
who's got a vagina identifies as female. Right. So internal and external. So generally, but that World War I idea of that women spread disease, well, really, men much more readily spread disease to women because everything past that external, that's mucous membrane, and that's where we tend to
Interesting.
contract it, right? Like men, like that whole "it burns when I pee," it burns when I pee. That's
Sure.
because men tend to contract at the urethral opening.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
whether it's chlamydia, gonorrhea, right, whatever,
Been
right,
there.
syphilis, right,
Yeah.
yeah. Hey, man, had us all, right, nothing. No, so when we think about anal sex, has a higher risk
Yeah.
of transmission of any kind of STI.
Get tested, kids.
Yeah, yeah, right, and that's one of those things. Like if you can't talk about your STI testing with a partner, like why
Yeah, that's
why are you-
important.
why are you
Here's
doing
what
some
I'll
of this shit?
here's
That's
what I'll also
important.
say too, because I'm a Catholic, I'm American, Texan. I believe in that shit, but it really breaks my heart. I might be a Republican, I might be conservative. Who knows? It really breaks my heart, like
know.
with your bro, how much they almost dismiss guys like that. And or shoot down dude, like don't give a fuck about dudes like you're a Christian, bro. You're supposed to care about the bros like that.
Yeah.
Because he was an ultimate bro.
Yeah.
And I feel you.
Yeah.
But we just don't.
Yeah.
That's what breaks my heart about identifying as these things.
So
Because they don't care about that. And I
HIV
see
is
it. I
not a
see
death
it.
sentence
Yeah.
anymore.
Well, I'm just
though.
saying, it's,
Yeah,
no.
no.
I'm not even just saying like a gay black dude.
Yeah.
In
Absolutely.
that time,
yeah.
you can, whatever it is now, but it's the same shit. It's like, damn, bro, you really feel that way about that guy?
Yeah, well, and still
know,
now,
it breaks my heart.
Dating and being gay and black and
It really
and
breaks my
loving
heart.
is different, right? But
Because
yeah.
that's not Christian, man.
Yeah.
It really breaks my heart.
So here's the fucked up thing: is I wanted to be a lot of different things in my life. I wanted to be a basketball player, basketball coach, youth director was one of them. So I was being trained to be a youth director.
Oh, wow.
At one point, right? So I've read all the Bible, I've read the Quran, I've read Tao Te Ching, right? Buddhist, all kinds of texts, right? But and so I really enjoy talking about that in class, this intersection of religion and sexual orientation, perceptions of identity, right? Because so what I say is like tolerance, fuck tolerance. Tolerance means to tolerate people, right? And that's bullshit, right? Then there's acceptance, right? But acceptance is, we love you, but we don't like you being gay. So that's that whole love the sinner, hate the sin type shit, right? Because and the thing is that somebody can't like put on a peg, they can't put on the coat hanger, right, their gayness when they go into a church, right? So I can't go to a church that's not affirming, because that's what we want. It's at least like when I say we, like people who were pushing towards more radical acceptance, which Jesus was about radical acceptance, right?
Was.
Like, who did Jesus love? The people that were unloved by the church.
This is why I like Pope
right?
Francis.
Right, yeah.
It really is why I
oh,
like
hell
him.
yeah, dude.
This is why I like him.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah, absolutely, right. Yeah, there was, you're never going to agree with anybody all the way, right? Like,
I don't think you should.
No,
Yeah.
life would be boring,
Yeah.
right? That's what I love telling my students. You are never going to be graded on my opinion or your opinion. It's about facts, right? But we get to talk about and bring all this shit to the table. But so this idea that like judgment is above my pay grade,
Oh, yeah.
Like I've got three. I feel, and really what I do in the classroom is a product of my faith. I just don't talk about it that way.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah, I just love. I get to love students in an ethical, platonic way.
Yeah,
I tell them there's going to be a desk in between me and you
Yeah.
at all times, because I'm not fucking around like that, and I'm not going to have anybody like if somebody accuses me of something, I want people to know Brant does not do shit like that.
Yeah, in academia, I leave my door open whenever I'm advising any student, male, female, whatever. If they shut the door, I'm like, yeah, let's leave that. Let's crack that open. I don't want there to be any kind of sense of impropriety here.
Yeah. It
sucks,
very
but
rarely
it's
does
true.
the door get closed. Like,
Right.
If it does, sometimes it has to do with
They're crying.
sexual assault.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
Sure.
always it's them, and I want to create a safe space, but I'm going to open it back up as soon as I can.
Right.
Like, 'cause
Luckily, I haven't
don't-
had to deal with that. Yeah.
It's crazy you don't deal with it.
I mean, hell, this last semester I had a student who was suicidal. I had a student who, and we determined that she was not in immediate harm, right? So I didn't have to call 911. Right? I took her down to a counselor. I followed all of the. I'm really good at following rules. For somebody who broke so many rules all my life.
You got Title
Yeah.
IX. You got all that
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
So
I'm just like you, bro. Yeah.
I had a student. I helped her fill out divorce papers.
Oh, wow.
This semester.
Crazy.
I had I mean, it's amazing how many things I deal with, and part of it is because I put myself out there. I don't want to be perceived like the Wizard of Oz,
Yeah.
right? Like I want to pull back that curtain and say,
You're not a monolith.
No. Like I talk about dealing with anxiety. I talk about dealing with depression, so that hopefully it destigmatizes things, right? I talk about my own homophobia and how I worked through that. So that because I'm just the same as my students, I'm just at a different point in my journey, or I'm not just the same, but we have so much in common, right? Like I've walked where they walked. So, talking about faith, what I come back to is that the verse that says, "In the end, three things remain: faith,
Hope and love.
and love, and the greatest of these is love."
Yeah.
Love is the greatest one.
Hey, he's got the shirt.
It's love. Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, man, love is greater than hate. Love is a base emotion. Hate is a reaction. Hate comes from fear.
Yeah.
Hate comes from ignorance, right?
Yeah.
And so the more that I learn, the more that I can love, right? And for some people, it's not that way. Like I posted something about trans rights or something on Facebook the other day, and this guy that I grew up with was like, "Well, I feel real sorry for those mentally ill people." I'm like, "Well," and my response at the time was respectfully, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
Fuck you, because I don't have
sure.
somebody who's going to come on and just like they're just espousing the party line. They
Right.
don't want to have a discussion. They want to be right.
Yeah.
And I would rather get it right than feel right.
Right.
If a student calls me out and I'm wrong, man, I'm gonna check that shit out, and if I need to, I'm gonna come back into the classroom and I'm gonna apologize, and I'm
That's
gonna
good.
own that, because I'm not this fountain of absolute truth, because I talk about everything, or potentially I talk about everything that happens in society.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that keeps me from getting fired.
Yeah.
Is I get to talk about anything, from mosh pits to church camp.
Yeah.
You know, and how those have some things in common, being swept up in something bigger than yourself.
Well, it's all about emotions.
What'd you say
and
was
stuff.
faith, love, and hope?
faith, love, and hope. Right. But not in that order. Faith, hope, and love.
Yeah.
Faith, hope, and love.
I wanted to ask you something, switching gears a little bit, because we've been talking about gender and sexuality and stuff like that. How do you feel? Like, I watched that documentary that came out like 5 or 6 years ago, The Dolezal Effect. Rachel Dolezal. She was a white woman, but she was pretending to be black. How do you feel about that kind of shit?
Okay.
I want to know how you feel about that.
I did not watch that documentary, but I read and
It's
kept
really
up with the
interesting.
case. I need
Morgan,
to check it out.
Do what?
Would.
You would fuck Rachel?
yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, before, when she was identifying as white, and when she was identifying as black.
At any point. Would.
She's
crazy.
You'd say, I never fucked a black woman. And she'd say, you still haven't?
No,
Some people would. Some people would, right? I guess
So
that's
how do you feel about that stuff?
Man, so-
identifying with a certain.
Man,
That's hard.
I wish I'd watched a video that a former student just sent me the other day that was talking about
Well,
that.
we can talk later.
But yeah, hey man, I would love to come back again.
Yeah, I'll find you on Facebook.
Dude, we're gonna get you back on.
Okay.
Because we have so much more to talk about.
Have him and the mayor on together.
Oh, that'd be legit.
Couple of bald guys.
That'd be great, man.
I'm not trying to be confrontational with the mayor, so no, we'll be all right.
Oh god damn it!
So the initial knee-jerk reaction is fuck that.
Yeah.
Like me growing up in West Texas, in Brown, small town,
Right.
West Texas, right? So Tejano, Hispanic, Latino, right? That has always been a part of who I am. Hell, we were at a party on Saturday, and it was out at Meadow.
Okay, yeah, I
Outside
know
of
Meadow.
way west of Meadow.
Yeah.
Way west of Meadow.
Okay.
And it was my wife and I, our son, so we're white folks, and then her best friend,
The
and
Scottish.
husband, yeah. They're also Willios as well, because we're not Wedos, right? And so
Willios.
like I grew up thinking like that somebody's name was actually Wedo, right? I didn't realize
That's hilarious.
I didn't realize he was the whitest guy in his family, right? So we're sitting there and we're talking, and my wife afterwards she said, "Did you realize what you did there?" I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "When like there was a point in the conversation where you switched the way that you talk." And that's called
Code switching.
Code switching, right? So,
Yeah.
and that was part of growing up in small town Brownfield, right? When you're the only white guy someplace, right? But it was also when I was in Scotland. So when I'd speak to the Scottish folks, so like the accent difference between the Scottish and the Irish, right? So like the number 33 and 1/3, right?
33 and a third.
33 and a third. All right, so the Scots would say 33 and a third, 33 and a third. And I was able to pick up their accent because I grew up with Spanish-speaking folks, right? Because you got to roll them R, right?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not carne guisada, right?
Carne
You know?
guisada.
Yeah, carne.
Huevito.
Guisada.
Right, so you got to hit them R's, man. And my homeboy that is over at Copper Caboose, if I don't hit those R's, he fucking tells me, right? But the Irish, they say "tardy train a tired,"
Love the Irish, my boys.
right? So the Scottish accent is here, the Irish accent's right on the tip of the tongue.
That's
So let me just kind of say this, like, huh?
I gotta bounce.
No, you don't. You got a few more minutes.
Okay, I got
We'll close at
literally
9.
3.
We'll close at 9.
Okay,
If I can identify as a woman,
you just say your
why
mustache.
can't I identify as black?
Because
I told you that?
genetically speaking,
Okay.
I
No, me, Rattlesnake Roy.
So gender identity is generally set between the ages of 3 and 5 for people. So like my youngest son, he's autistic, right? That's one of his characteristics, one of his many wonderful characteristics. When he was younger, and trans is much higher among autistic folks and among neurodivergent folks, right? And in part because they don't give as much of a fuck about social norms as we do.
no.
Okay.
Right? So like these ideas, because that's part of what led me to
Is that just
sociology.
what was instilled in me?
Yeah. So like when he was young, he used to like dressing up like Moana, right? Like he would want us to put
Oh, that's
one of his
awesome.
mom's wraps on him,
Yeah.
like a dress. He'd say, "Put my dress on," and so we'd put her sarong on him, and then he'd do or Frozen, "Let it go, let it go," you know. He'd be doing it. But then, so my in-laws and other folks that were like, "So should we be worried?" I'm like, "Well, like you shouldn't be worried anyway. Like you should be loving is what you should be doing." But they're like, "Well, is he trans?" I said, "No." Like, because if you ask him, what are you? Are you a boy or girl? He'd say, "I'm a boy." And he's got a penis.
Yeah.
He's not trans, right? So this whole idea that like, oh well, you know, people just wake up and then one day they transition. It doesn't work like that at all. So that was my deal with the dude that replied to my Facebook post, is that I said, look, people who say that kind of shit have never had a conversation with anybody who's trans, have never talked to anybody, right? So like we had this student who was at SPC who was really open about their journey, right? His journey.
But you can't deny the fact that some people were just doing it as a trend.
Oh yeah. I think there's like, or being bi, like when you're in junior high or high school, and like when the idea of bi was becoming very salient. I think again, identity. People are trying to figure out.
Some people are identifying as, like you're saying, like neurodivergent.
But,
like when
but
they're not,
that's like
right?
getting mad at somebody.
Fuck that,
that's like getting mad at somebody because they're listening to like a genre of music that
I'm just saying, like, some people
I just
do
think
it.
it's weird when people get mad about that kind of shit.
I'm
Just
not mad
let
about it.
people do what they want.
Yeah, so I'll throw one out for you. We were talking about Cheryl Swoops earlier, right? Who she doesn't claim Brownfield.
Damn it! That makes me
She
sad.
does not claim Brownfield, right?
fine.
She says love it, right? Which
well,
you know, we're kind of salty about that. We used to have this big homeless Cheryl Swoops, right?
Yeah.
And then she had an interview. It was like, "I'm from Lubbock." Took that fucker down. Right?
Hey, I would have
They
done the
did.
same.
That's
Yeah,
cold.
you know, hey, because if you're not like that,
Yeah.
you know, if you don't claim us, why should we claim you?
Yeah.
So she was with her first husband in high school, and afterwards they got married. They had kids. All right, she identified as heterosexual, so they got divorced. She came out as a lesbian and was with a woman, got married to a woman. They got divorced. Then she's with a dude, and now she says she's heterosexual. Okay, so Caitlyn Jenner. All right, so Caitlyn Jenner comes out, entitled as she is, right? And I respect her pronouns, even though I don't respect her, right? So she's a TERF. She hates trans folk, right?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean,
she killed somebody and then had to become something else.
Holy fuck, yeah. So she comes out as she's trans, but says, "But I am attracted to females, but I'm not a lesbian." So what does all this mean?
Yeah.
Right. What does all this say? So basically,
Weird.
This is where like dudes like who commented and me get confused. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Well, and I think what it illustrates is that we're all on a journey.
Yeah.
We're all on a journey, right? Like for most of my life.
Richard Dolezal.
Yeah. Do what?
I'm just saying, like Rachel, Caitlyn, like
Dolezal,
we're
yeah.
all in these
Yeah,
different.
we're all trying to figure shit out, right?
And for me,
Yeah.
like
And sometimes-
I'm saying this like to my audience, like I'm not coming from a place of hate, but I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I asked you, like, if
Yeah.
I can identify as a woman, why can't I identify as a different race?
Yeah. Well,
but I get you. We're
yeah.
all on a different journey.
Yeah.
It's different for everybody.
Yeah, and that idea, it's not about like whim. Like I want to wear my kilt today versus wearing jeans. Like jeans are a lot easier, right?
Yeah.
Unless you got to pee, and then kilts are way easier.
Yeah.
Or
You got a shit?
or other things. Now,
Oh.
taking a shit in a kilt is a little more complicated.
It seems like it.
Yeah, you kind of got to.
You put a hook on it and just like
I got to take it off if I'm going to take a shit
Yeah,
someplace,
that
right? Yeah,
makes
like
sense.
I'm not just kicking it up and letting it drape over the
Oh,
back of the
you're right,
toilet.
you're right, you're right.
Like I'm not, y'all ever watch Letterkenny?
Yes.
I'm not letting it drip on the turlet. Right? It's like,
To be fair,
yeah, we need to take this up about 20%. Is what we need to do next
God,
time, right?
what, this girl I'm hanging out with, she just showed me Shorzy the other night
I've
for the
not
first
watched that
time.
yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny. It's funny.
Yeah. So I would say that some of this, it's identity politics. And I think that's part of where we're looking at like this rabid reaction, Project 2025 stuff, and this reaction against, and all the anti-trans laws, anti-LGBT laws to be more inclusive there, and that are happening in state legislatures across the United States. It's a reaction to those identity politics, and where people are like, well, you know, I identify as a cat, like.
I'm not trying to put a kid litter in no school, right? And I'm not going to do that in my classroom because now, if you want to talk about furries, I've had friends and former students who are furries who make furry costumes.
Sure, I've met them.
Bucks.
Yeah, money.
Big bucks, right? So, like, I get what you do on the side, and I get these other identities that you're pulling. Just like if somebody plays some online role playing game, right? Like the I don't play much anymore, man.
Yeah,
video games, but like all the whether we're talking about like your Minecraft avatar or League of Legends or whatever, like these massive multiplayer online role playing games, right? Like that's an identity, and they invest hundreds and hundreds of hours. Even Diablo, right?
Yeah,
like hundreds of hours into this shit, or unless you're like Elon Musk and then you pay people to level up your
that hurt my
right?
feelings.
Yeah, so
that's a bummer.
So again, like now we're talking about posers, right? And this symbolic interactionism and the meaning that we attribute.
You're gonna always get posers, right?
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's posers of all kinds, right? All kinds.
Yeah, man.
With
Morgan,
one thing that never made sense to me, because transgender people, like if you genetically speaking, it's like you could be born male, you could be born female. But if you're from a white family, you can't be born black. So there's no such transracial, not really.
Yeah.
Now you can definitely sociologically identify if you grew if you
have influences, flavors, right?
Exactly. If you grew up like the Loving people, the first. Have you ever watched that movie Loving? It's amazing. Yeah. It's about the case where they basically challenged interracial marriage. Yeah. But this guy, he was a white guy who grew up in the black community, and he fell in love and married a black woman. And that makes sense because he was around that community. Those were the people. But it doesn't make sense for someone to say, I'm black. And they were born white. They were born to a Mennonite or Mormon family, whatever Rachel Dolezal was. That doesn't make sense. Now, if she likes it, but pretending to be black and saying she's black, no, that doesn't fucking make a lick of sense.
No.
But transgender, that does make sense to me.
Yeah. So
things
in my
like
classes,
that.
one of the things that I try to do is I try to sprinkle in some Spanish.
Sure.
Now, I saw one of these shows where you were talking about that you don't know Spanish, but you're learning.
I'm learning it.
Right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
And so one of the things when I end, I say de todo, right? So that's all, right? Okay. And so there's just these, I talk about mi gente, right? Where's my people at, right? And just these little words, right? And sometimes they make fun of my accent. That's okay, right?
You definitely sound like you're from Brownfield, dude.
Yeah, right.
That's all right.
You got it.
But what it does is it gives them some feeling of belonging there. And it's part of my flavor too, because I was discriminated against growing up in Brownfield.
Yeah.
I remember I had two friends, one of them who I'm still friends with on social media, right? But I was never allowed in their houses. I remember with both of them, I asked, I was like, hey, because after school, we go ride bikes and, do some light vandalism, fucking around as junior high kids in West Texas, right? And, this wasn't even junior high, this was like 4th and 5th grade. So we'd ride our bikes all over town and everything. And I remember asking both of them, I need a pee. Can I use your bathroom? Now, I grew up out in the country. I will piss anywhere.
Sure.
Anywhere, right? As long as I'm not facing towards somebody, I will drop trout. But they were like, look, if you need to pee, you can go out in the alley, Like if you need to shit, go shit by the dumpster, And so I was never allowed in their houses. They were never allowed. Like they could come to my birthday parties, but they could never stay the night at my house.
Oh, that sucks.
Now, it would have sucked worse if they'd have had daughters that were around my age that I thought were attractive. But they did not, But like again, thinking about that sphere of influence, they could keep me from coming into their house, and I presume because they'd had some negative experiences with folks in the past, or somebody had socialized them, had told them, you don't let white folks into your house because bad shit happens, And the more I've studied about New Mexico and how all of that was developed, like the more I understand that mentality. But as a kid, it just felt shitty. It just felt like I was being limited, right?
Yeah.
But now I understand that there was a form of discrimination, right? So we can all experience discrimination, and we all have prejudices.
Sure.
Yep.
Every one of us, But yeah, that transracial stuff, no, man. You can have some ethnic flavor, right?
Yeah.
I got cousins that are just as white as I am, but they sound Hispanic on the phone. So,
Yeah.
right,
Well,
we need to
I
wrap
think
up.
you got to get going.
I do.
Thank you for being here.
Glad to be here.
Thanks, Brant. It was great to meet you, man.
We'll do
Likewise,
this. We'll
Morgan.
do this again some other time.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Probably about a month or so.
That sounds great. I'll be around.
Thank you for being here. I also too have to pee so bad. So
Yeah,
let's end
me
it.
too. I'm about to bust.
We'll see you guys.
Right. It's going to be
God
easier for me
bless.
than y'all.